Hello, everybody. All 13 people, because we're early. And I gotta almost talk quietly. I think there's people sleeping in the rooms next door. At least I assume they are. Well, I got my first love icon. Or is that Care? Well, hello, Pickle. Hello. I'm gonna say hi to the first few people, then probably gonna get lost with all the people that are on here. Trevor, what's up, Trevor? Love you, dude. Dave and Live and Trevor and Live is saying it's live. Merry Christmas, Steve. And Ben, when am I going to be in North Carolina? I am not going to be back in the U.S. for, oh my God, for years. I'm like on a minimum of 2.5 year tour right now around the world. Hello, Fishhead Tim. This is the pre-show. Don't expect anything special right now. We're just waiting for everybody to show up. I'm just kind of chatting here. I would say looking pretty, but there's video. I can't lie. Merry Christmas, everybody. Alan, I don't know what hairy fishnuts means, but it's really funny. Oh my God, we're over the 100 mark. We're about to be. We are. Hello, Kevin. God, all my friends are going to be popping in. It's so exciting. Gotta love social media. I get to see all of my friends on Christmas. And you know what's really funny? By the way, is this all going to be on the live recorded, right? So everything I say now is going to be part of history. So I can't say anything awful. Okay. I wasn't going to. I'm just saying hypothetically. I've crossed that invisible age line where I now say things that wasn't awful 10 years ago. And all of a sudden now it's like that thing that was funny 10 years ago is now awful. So I gotta be careful. History will judge. Oh, this is great. What was I going to say? I had something really profound to say beyond just Merry Christmas. And it's gone. I lost it. I almost imparted the most amazing words of wisdom to all of you. By the way, I think we're 10 minutes till the show starts officially, but we're going to let everybody in, say hi to everybody. Guess what? This is like magic. This is like Christmas magic. You know what day it is? It's January 26th. This is the day after Christmas. It's actually 6 a.m. in New Zealand right now. So Christmas was yesterday for me. Hello, Urs. By the way, I'm going to apologize. I'm going to miss all sorts of people that I'm not going to see. I'll pop in occasionally. I'll see somebody's name and say hi. But if I miss you, it's not on purpose. What? Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. This is so cool. Hello. God, everybody, I recognize so many names. I can't even keep up with saying hi to everybody. Too cool. Well, this is still the pre-show warm-up. Hey, I'll tell you what. How about a brief history of the third annual Christmas show to get us started? So it all started when Santa, he pinged me on TikTok. Did I sound hip and cool? WhatsApp, maybe? I don't know. WhatsApp. No. So a couple years ago. That seems like a more Santa Santa platform. Santa doesn't use WhatsApp. Santa uses magic. Don't be stupid. It's way too early in the morning to say stupid things like Santa doesn't need social media. Santa did just fine without social media for years. I need social media for my business. Santa doesn't need social media. Santa just knows. I'm just not confident enough. So a couple years ago, because this is the third annual Christmas show. By the way, yes, there's going to be one next year. It's way too much fun. I just wanted a way of connecting with all my friends on Christmas. And then I heard multiple people talk about not being alone on Christmas. And some people said on Facebook, hey, don't be alone on Christmas. A couple of people even said, if you're alone on Christmas, come over to our house for dinner. Like open invitations to like the local Facebook club to anyone that answered. And I was like, that is so cool. Like, what can I do like that? Because they're being so cool. Maybe I could be cool too. And then I thought, what about a Christmas show for everybody? That way no one's alone on Christmas. And then I said, I'll bring in a couple guests. But it's got to be like a 3-hour show because people they drive or the show might take place right during Christmas Well, I guess if they're alone, they might not have formal Christmas dinner. But I needed a long show. But then I didn't want to have any particular guest on for long because I'm taking people away from their families. And I was like, what if I have a guest on for like 5 minutes, 5 or 7 minutes? Like, that's reasonable. Ask, a player to step away from their families for 5 or 7 minutes. And then I realized then I would need like 40 or 50 guests in order to fill up 3 hours. But guess what? I know 40 or 50 people. So I just started racking up the list of people and then schedule them in like 5 and 10, 7-minute time slots. And next thing you know, I'm like, I got this list of, I guess it wasn't that many, but it was like 24 people. And then I had this panic attack, like, how am I going to manage? But Adriana's back here running the behind the scenes. And I sat there like hyperventilating before the first show, like, oh my God, everyone's going to be watching me live and I'm going to totally screw this up. I know I'm going to screw it up. But she handled everything behind the scenes and it just went off without a hitch and it was fun. And then I decided to do it next year. And I decided to do it again. And I'm going to do this every year. This is a tradition. This is the show that when I'm gone, which I don't think is going to be for a while, I'm in pretty good shape. But whenever I leave this earth, I'm expecting that someone will be like, we got to take over the show. It's a disc golf Frisbee family tradition. Like, I hope this outlives me. That would be the coolest thing. And not that I have an ego or anything, but if you named it the Frisbee Family Christmas Scott Stokely Memorial, I'd be okay with that.
Tell people about the background.
Oh, so you want to know the background? Check this out. Hey, I'm going to show you all something really funny here. I'm going to take the phone off the tripod to show you 2 things that are unbelievable. So first off, this is the view. It looks like warm and sunny out here in New Zealand, but we're under like 3 meters of snow. It's freezing out here, the dead of winter in New Zealand. It's just awful. But that's Queenstown, New Zealand. But I was going to show you all something else just because it's the pre-show and I can do whatever I want. It's my show. So we're going into the bathroom. So you get these like fancy hotels and they try really hard to do things just to be fancy. I've noticed, and a lot of times they do stupid things, like they have fancy mirrors to look expensive, not like poor people hotels, but it's a bunch of like slats with gaps in between, so you can't even like see your whole face when you're trying to shave, but it looks fancy. So check out this one. They're going to be all clever here. This is the shower. Yes, I'm showing you my bathroom shower on Christmas, my show. And they got this window here, which you can't, it kind of fogged up a little bit, but they have a window in the shower, right? Seems like a really neat idea because when you're taking a shower, you can look out over the lake. Really fancy, right? Except here's the thing. Right there's the restaurant. So if you are taking a shower with the window open, you'll be putting on a show for all the people eating breakfast. So I don't know. I guess maybe that's an amenity. If you like showering in front of people, then that's like one of the amenities you get with the hotel. But I just thought that was a very interesting thing to make your shower part of like a peep show. Bet you didn't think you'd see my bathroom today, did you? Live. Oh, I'm in live again. Well, hello everybody. See, this is this is the panic attack because this is live, and all of a sudden my phone just went black and it restarted. That doesn't make no sense. Yeah, it's because of the cold. I bet it's the power lines because of these 6 meters. That's 20 feet to you Americans almost. There's like 6 meters of snow on the ground. It's like, it's so cold out here. They got sled wallabies and oh, that's Australia. Oh my God. Do you think they pull sleds with kangaroos in Australia?
I don't know. You should ask Stork. He knows everything.
Stork does know everything. Well, that's Stork. So
You want him? He's on.
is Stork? No. Is he ready to log in?
Yeah, he's on.
Oh, we can bring Stork on.
Yeah.
By the way, we have a loose order of for the show, but then of people coming on, but we're going to bring them on when they come on. So, all right, we got our first guest. No, you guys don't want to hear me talk the whole time. This isn't about me. This is about this list of people. Y'all aren't going to believe the show. Well, hello, sir.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. So, everybody, this is PDGA number 3. He is number. Well, did you just throw up gang signs at me, Dan?
Just 3.
Oh, just 3. PDGA number 3, Dan, historic rock. Merry Christmas, Dan.
Hey, Merry Christmas to y'all. Thanks so much for having me on again.
No, I think this is going to be a tradition. I'm trying to have new guests every year to keep it fresh, but I'm probably going to just warning. I think I'm going to invite you every year. You're going to be one of those like mainstays. I hope that's okay.
Is it like Saturday Night Live? Like, do I get a jacket after like 5 times or something?
That's a good idea.
No, wait, don't stop saying it's a good idea. You don't write the checks. It's not, jackets aren't in the budget, but you get you'll get a sticker like when you were a big boy when you get your shot.
Nice.
So Dan, I only got a couple minutes with each person. You wrote an article this year that after all these years of playing, in the last year, you've fell in love with the sport. Can you tell me about that?
You know, it was a pretty amazing thing. I think it's still up on PDGA. It was really, as you described it, a rediscovery. And in the beginning of the pandemic period, I didn't play, actually. I just did field work for like 6 months. And it was reconstructing my pretty terrible backhand drive from scratch, from the ground up. And it is just amazing to me how much people know, especially guys like you, know about the mechanics of throwing that we were just guessing at when I learned. And my background is in all of the sports, and a lot of them liked nose up bouncing. Man, that was just so hard to break. And fortunately, this past 6 months, I had the pleasure of sitting in on your class, and that was really insightful. I had a wonderful time.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So a funny thing is that because we've been very close for a long time, but a connection we will have eventually is that when I get a movie made of my book, Growing Up Disc Golf, people have asked me, am I going to play myself? Right? Like, I couldn't even play 35-year-old me now. Like, it would not be believable. But I've told everybody that my intention is to play you in my movie.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
that's a twist.
Well, no, it's a twist, but it's also like my way of honoring someone who means so much to me. But in doing so, I'm going to have to learn how to throw a left-handed air bounce.
I think I can help you with that because I've been doing it so long. I was just talking to my wife, Janet, about this before coming on. And next Christmas will be the 70th anniversary of me getting a Pipco flying saucer under the tree. And that was my introduction. That'll be 70 years next Christmas.
Wait, you got a Pipco, like as in like little Abner Pipco?
That was the first disc. Yeah, Papa Jack got that, and we started throwing in earnest. And it wasn't until years later that we had this amazing arrival of the Pluto platter, which we thought was pretty ballistic. We didn't know if that was gonna, and then the Pro, oh my God, now that's a brick, So I had plenty of time to get bad habits established.
I had this similar experience because I grew up with Masters Frisbees, world-class Frisbees when I just started. And then Whammo came out with the golf discs and it went 50 mold, 40 mold, 70 mold. And then when Jan Sobel, who we lost this year, unfortunately, but one of the forgotten pioneers in our game, created the Super Puppy. He took this, like the 70 mold, he made it even smaller. It was 21 centimeters. Mm-hmm. And I remember thinking, this is the pinnacle of disc technology. It can't get any smaller, heavier, and still fly. Like I mean, I was a kid, but I thought this. It peaked. Jan Sobel nailed it.
It is amazing how we made all those discoveries in a kind of a clunky way, because in retrospect they all seem obvious. But man, I'm the worst. I mean, I'm always the last to see things coming. But fortunately, we have visionaries among us that have helped us discover where this was to go.
No, we truly have. I mean, people like Dave Dunnepace and Tim Solinsky, Harold Duvall, and Jim Kenner, and then Jan Sobel, and then eventually McCormick, and then what Latitude's doing is out of control. Like they're crushing. It's like do you think there's another golf disc revolution in the future, or do you think PDJ tech standards have limited? Have we come close to peaking on what discs can do? What does your gut tell you?
Well, more than gut, I hope that the standards are designed to set a theater in which things can be designed, and because of the nature of the game, we want that to be relatively limited. I mean, there's people out there who could make, let's say, a football that could fly farther. It's easy, but football doesn't want a football that flies farther. They want a football that's very much like that one, so it fits the gridiron. And that's the same thing with us, that we have that design theater. And within that, of course, there's been a tremendous amount of innovation. But I think we can guarantee ourselves that a 19 centimeter diameter probably would be more efficient. It'd be smaller. I mean, we stopped it there for lots of reasons. I mean, it falls through the basket, blah, blah, blah. But, and perhaps heavier, but the design framework hopefully limits it. So we don't think there are any tremendous game-changing breakthroughs out there. But just like, imagine being a golf ball designer, trying to get a dramatic improvement in the performance of golf ball. That very, very difficult. And that's the intention for this.
Well, and one of the things I wrote about this in my book that you must have seen is that courses became, obsolete isn't the right word, but competitively obsolete when technology changed, because courses were built for the technology of the time. If I recall, Oak Grove, the world's first Frisbee golf course, permanent course, was 3,600 feet, I believe.
Yeah, when you look back at it, I often, when we're playing around, will say, as we get a few steps off the tee, I say, here was the original pin placement. And I'll be, oh man, no way. I said, well, remember, you're throwing 119 grams of high profile plastic. Oh yeah, I guess so. But it's true. And of course, we've made it more difficult for course designers now, because the performance of the disc is so unbelievable that they need much bigger spaces in order for people to be able to exercise that.
Yeah, it's wild. So now, your perspective, because you started in at Rutgers University. You started as a child, but Rutgers University is where you really started playing competitively. Is that?
Well, ultimate. At undergrad, we were doing overall. We were doing distance and freestyle and that sort of thing in undergrad. But then when I got to Rutgers, I hooked up with Irv Calvin and the first ultimate play. And then that morphed into back to freestyle and all of those things. But that was really kind of the beginning of meeting larger numbers. We had the first octad there at Rutgers and started to meet all of the other people. Because when Dad and I were playing, we thought we were the only people who were serious about it. And then we got Stansel's book, looked at that, couldn't tell what was serious and what wasn't. I mean, we were pretty convinced that this then sidearm, now forehand, was one of his jokes, because we tried it and it was clearly impossible. And then we moved on. It was, and in the backyard, I mean, we were throwing, Dad was an astronomer, ran a planetarium, and we were playing space game in the backyard where you took your flying saucer and you threw it as close as you could to the mothership and see how many flights it took to go to the mothership. And it would be wonderful for me to say, we looked at each other and said, we're playing Frisbee golf, but we didn't. We were playing the space game. So,
yeah, it's so funny. I share this at every clinic. When you say this about the sidearm, is that when I was even as late as the 90s, when I was out touring, I hundreds and hundreds of times I heard my sidearm referred to as a trick shot.
Oh, yeah.
It was that shot that I did. It was like, you know, like Glenn Whitlock's overhand wrist flip that he mastered and used on the course, right? It was,
well, when it came into Ultimate initially, I think we first saw it at Tufts, maybe Jim Pistrang, maybe. It was a little dump. I mean, everybody threw backhand, and on the offside, you threw the wrist flip to get around the marker. But Jim had it there and then was dumping over there with the quick flick. And we were going, what's that? Is that fair? Look it up in the rules, sir. Is that legal? And so we didn't really fully embrace it. But of course, once it came into the game, now you're loaded up for the forehand, but you're also set to dump it over the top. And wow, now that's a killer combination. We got the backhand. So it was a slow discovery, but I never threw a sidearm for Rutgers in all those games, all those championships, always the backhand, but I have very long reach. It wasn't until I came out here and played for Foothill that I started to use the forehand in Ultimate.
Amazing. All right. So later on, George Sappenfield is going to be on the show.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's great because he had at one point, we'll talk to him about this, but he had to convince Ed to include Frisbee golf in Ed's all-comers meet, the first IFA tournament. And which means, Ed, at one point went from, I don't know about this Frisbee golf thing, to recognizing, wait, this is one of the disc sports that's going to take off. Was there a moment for you when you realized that Frisbee golf was maybe going to separate itself from the pack along with Ultimate, or was it gradual?
The American Flying Disc Open, and that really was also 74. That also was, I think, the tipping point for Ed, who was really focused on the IFT and guts as kind of the primary competition. And he didn't know exactly what Palmieri was doing. But when he saw that first year was so big, and then he brought a good many Whammo people out to the next year of AFDO and saw how popular it was in Rochester. And that's when he really began to take that seriously. He saw the popularity, because I won the car with the CPI. I had transferred to that, no ridges on the top. It was an amazing thing. You threw it and it was quiet, no, like you got with the Pro. And Ed looked at that and went, okay, ridges, good thing, bad thing. And so then he made the Octad Super Pro, removing those ridges so that it would be more of a performer. And that's when I think he really realized that golf was going to get traction and be a big, big deal.
I love that. Well, Dan, look, I'm going to have to move you along and let you get back to your families.
No, sorry. I've got one thing to tell you. My resolution for this year that I want to share.
Oh, good. I want to hear.
I am resolved to savor my play more this year than any year in the past. And one of the ways I'm going to do it is I'm going to, in my mind, bring along the people who we've lost, a particular person for every round. I'm going to have a particular person that I'm bringing Ski along, or I'm bringing Dave Bulliard along, or I'm bringing somebody who can't be there to enjoy that round with me and have me keep the perspective of how fortunate we are to be able to play this game.
I love that. Oh, I can't wait. Do I keep notes and please put that in writing and share that journey. That sounds beautiful.
Bring a friend.
Okay. I love you, Dan. You know, you mean the world to me. And thank you so much for joining us. Merry Christmas.
You too, buddy. Thanks for the invite.
Thank you. All right. We got one who you may or may not have heard of. But it's a long list of people. So we're going to bring in a wide variety. Can we please bring on? Oh my God, it's Ricky Wysocki.
What's up, man? How you doing, Santa?
What's up, man? How are you doing?
How's it going this morning?
Oh, it's going good. Merry Christmas. Where are you?
I'm actually in San Diego, California.
All right. Oh, so you're it's like, how's the snow there? Did you have to shovel the driveway?
Yeah, no, not too much. Actually went to the disc golf course the other day, and they actually shipped in snow for there was like a resort, and they shipped in snow for the kids to make a little like ski hill. So there actually was snow. Funny thing.
Los Angeles, they actually would do that up there too. Someone would drive up to the mountains above Oak Grove.
Yeah.
And then with a pickup truck filled with snow in the neighborhood, and like they were king for the day.
That's so funny.
So what is your looking like? I mean, I've seen pictures you having a vacation. It looks like you're very happy.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just bought a house actually in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Oh,
so,
congrats.
Yeah, I've been in Arizona, spending time, just getting the house ready and living in it, enjoying it. Just enough time to where by the time I'm enjoying it, I'm ready to go on tour again. And I'll be Airbnb-ing it out while I'm on tour. That's been the off-season adventure for me.
Yeah. Well, so when during the off season, are you focused? Like, do you take a break from golf? Do you take a break from physically training, or like, what does your off season look like?
Yeah, so I actually haven't touched a disc in like over a month and a half. So I take time off completely from throwing just to give my body rest and recovery time, and just don't really touch a disc. I still work out and stretch and stuff, but I really take time away, and I think that's important because we play so much during the season that taking time off is just as important as any time you can be practicing. You got to give your body a break.
So just that one statement alone right there is helping people, because I've had some people, especially a very good player, reach out to me, and they were afraid of taking time off for an injury, hand injury, because they were afraid they were going to lose something.
All that they've achieved. Yeah. No, it definitely, you definitely take a step back as far as like, if you're trying to practice something, or if you're going in the field working on something, that it suffers a little bit. But when you come back and you still work hard and have that same attitude, you'll get it back. It's if you're a good player and you have the skills, your game will come back, and you're nothing if you're injured. So you have to take care of your body. It doesn't matter how good you are, or how good your swing is, or how good your form is. If you're injured, you can't play. So that's what I really focus on, is just making sure I'm healthy for as long as possible.
Gotcha. No, that's smart. All right, I got a question for you that I don't think I would guess that no one's ever even asked you about before. Because I've known you since I came back in 2014, and like you were already a top player back then, but you were younger. And one of the things was that when you were on camera, and this is like a lot of people who are younger, but you were very awkward in front of the camera.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely.
I think you know this.
Yeah.
Okay. When you on camera now, like you sound like you could be on ESPN, and you've been doing this for like it's amazing, intelligent, articulate, insightful, wise. Did you actually purposely work on that, or did this just come with experience?
Yeah, I mean, it's So it's definitely something that, you get thrown out in the deep end, you learn how to swim type of thing, where, honestly, I attribute a lot to the disc golf media. They've done a lot of interviews, the Pro Tour, Terry Miller, all the live stuff. Live's really, for me, is where I've learned to kind of just even if you're, always have a thought, even if when you feel like you're blanking, say something and kind of fill in the gaps where you have a blank. And I think I've gotten really good at that, and that's something that's important. I mean, public speaking is a big part of our role as an athlete. You got to be able to talk to media, express your feelings, express your thoughts to players, and so yeah, I thanks for noticing that. But yeah, I definitely, it's just from experience. I think it's just from doing the interviews and getting yourself out there. Just like you hear people, that are like, hey, when should I, go on tour, play tournaments? Go out, throw yourself in the deep end, play tournaments, that you feel like you're one of the worst players there. But that's how you get better and grow. Same for me with public speaking. I was speaking not very good, and just kind of, kept with it, kept putting myself in that situation. And then the more and more I did, I've just figured out ways to just, fill in the blanks when you feel like you're going to stutter and stop. For me, it's, it's like, that's what everyone's got their tick when they're on live, broadcast, and they're like, oh, what do I say? And they just revert back to their nervous tick, which means, this, that. That's kind of my way of filling in the blank. But yeah, everyone's got their way of handling that live camera pressure.
All right. Now you had an advantage here because you are typically near the top of the card. So you do have a mic pushed in front of you every day. So you had a chance to practice. What would you say for somebody that doesn't get a lot of opportunities? Like, what would they do to work on that?
Oh, I mean, yeah. So I would say that's a great question, because you want to be ready for that time when, let's say, you make a lead card on a Pro Tour event, or you make a big spot and you want to make a good impression on people. So you want to be ready. So for me, I would say just turning on your camera on your phone. So that's enough pressure, and you realize that, hey, this is live, and you put the camera on, you film yourself, and as you know, Scott, it's almost just as hard filming yourself when you're first starting doing all this, whether it's a YouTube video or what we're doing now, whatever it is. Just like anything, you're not gonna be able to just get it right away. You're gonna have to practice, and so that's a good way to do it. Turn on your phone, just film yourself, and just go from there, and go back and watch it. Just like anything, you go back and watch your disc golf form to see what you can do better. Go back and watch your video and say, hey, I stuttered here. I was trying to get my thought out here, but I said or okay, whatever it is. And so you can practice. You look at film and practice your public speaking just like you would disc golf.
No, I think that's super smart, and it's one of those things where it's 2022. Like, your golf game and your putting and driving matter, but as far as your career, so does your social media, and so does your presentation, and that this is how you get sponsorship. It's not just your score. It's you that people
definitely
give you.
Yeah.
Okay, I know you want to get back to your family. I gotta ask though, ice baths. Are you just a masochist, or is there value to this?
So yeah, no, there's totally value. So the crazy part about ice baths that a lot of people that are just starting is it's cold. Don't get me wrong. It's cold for me, even if I don't show it. It's very cold. But you actually build up a tolerance to it. So the more you stick with it. So for me, it's almost like a mental training. Almost like working out. Like, you don't maybe want to work out every day, but you force yourself to go, and then you feel good. You're like, all right, I accomplished something. So you feel like that mental, performance for the day that kind of just builds on each other each day that you go to the gym. So it's the same thing with an ice bath. You go in, it really stinks, but you fought through the fact that, like, hey, you wake up in the morning, you're like, I don't want to jump in that ice bath, but you fought through it. You went in, you did it, you conquered it, and now you can go throughout your day. And so that's the one thing. But then also on top of that, you have the physical part where it actually makes you feel like your muscles are recovered. You don't feel as sore, all that stuff. So it's kind of a double-edged sword of positive things that are happening when you do it. And so, yeah, the mental training, the physical recovery, like after a round of disc golf, I do it almost after every round. And I just feel fresh and ready to go for the next day and so I do it on tour as well. And now I got a house, so I have a pool, and it's like 43, 44 degrees. Got an ice bath every morning, start my day. and I get an energy boost from it. It's almost like drinking coffee for me. Jump in, get everything going, and I'm ready to go throughout the day with a lot of energy.
Well, I can attest to this. This is true. I was driving through the middle of Phoenix last year, and I saw the Sake Bomb van at I think Whole Foods, right?
Yeah, Sprouts.
Oh, Sprouts. Okay, Sprouts. And so I pulled into the parking lot. I haven't seen you in like a year, so I'm gonna come to my friend Rick, and I pull in there, and you're in the checkout line with a shopping cart stacked to the top with bags of ice. Like, and I went, right, remember? And I went,
oh yeah, no, that was hilarious. Yeah, so funny.
Not just video.
No, I do it almost every day.
Yeah, no, I love that. It's fantastic. Hey, I'm gonna let you get back to your family. Thank you, Luke. I love you, dude. Good luck next season. I'm gonna just fair warning. Enjoy every moment of this while you can, because I plan on being back on tour in 2025. And
you're going to Europe, right?
I'll be in Europe, the Euro Tour, the next 2 years. But
wow.
I plan on being top dog on the US on the DGPT in 2025, and so enjoy it while it lasts.
I will do that, dude. I'll savor every moment.
Hey, Merry Christmas. Thanks,
See you, buddy.
Everyone appreciate it. Thanks, man.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
All right. I don't even know who's going to be on. Don't tell me. I'll be surprised each time. That way. Wait a second. It's like opening a Christmas present.
Yeah.
Okay. What's in the next box? Oh my God. Another Christmas tradition. This is your third time, right, Brad?
It is. What's going on?
What's up? Merry Christmas. Brad Schick, everybody. 2-time U.S. Masters champion. Is that correct?
That's correct. That is correct.
Winner of 285 PDJ tournaments.
I don't know. 200.
And honestly, you still look 23 years old. So you're doing the Tom Cruise thing. Are you into
What's going on?
I want to know. Everyone wants to know, how do you look so young? No one cares about the golf.
I'm not. Trust me, my body hurts. I was just listening to the ice bath story, and it sounds absolutely terrible. So, I don't know if I could do that, man. I just took a scorching hot shower because it's about 7 degrees outside. So, ice bath sounds awful.
Okay, so here's my question for you then. Okay, you wouldn't take an ice bath every morning for 1 rating point increase, but you would 40 ratings points increase. So what's the number? How many ratings points do you need to be worth taking an ice bath every morning? Give me a number.
God, 10 maybe? I don't know. I just need to get up and practice. That's my problem. So
see, that's it. 10 ratings points, a stroke around. That's why you're a champion. Like, I think I'm probably the same thing. I'm like, that sounds horrible. It's like, you can get 1 stroke around. I'm in.
Have you done it?
Well, seems how no one will ever find out that I'm lying. Oh yeah, I do them every morning.
Same.
No, I haven't. I plan on going to Antarctica. I got my friend Chris is down there, and I want to go visit someday. And there's this thing that they do, the polar plunge off the back of a boat. I saw where they attach a rope to you, because when you hit the water and your body freezes up, they like drag you out of the water so you don't die. But I'll do that. But that
might be something to try once. I just don't think I could. I don't think I could do it every morning like Rick. He's crazy.
Awesome. Hey, we got a ton of guests coming through today, so I want everybody to be able to get back to their family shortly. So hang out. Who else is here? Wait a second. Oh my God, this is the exact opposite of ice bath. Randy.
Oh, I had an ice bath just a few minutes. I had an ice shower though, like a cold shower a few minutes ago.
Did you? So
yeah.
That's what you would do. So this is the how many time Belize national disc golf champion?
Every time. So I don't know. I don't know the exact amount.
How many times champion? The answer is all.
Well, yeah. For sanctioned tournaments, we've only had about 2 or 3 years of it. So it would be about that. Yeah.
Won all of them. So, well, welcome, Randy. It was great to get to know you this season, and I'm glad that we had you on. Have you met Brad?
No, I have not.
We have not met.
All right. Well, that's Brad Schick. He's the Masters champion, but he's never won Belize.
Oh, wow. He's lacking.
Ever. No, it kind of makes sense. So, of course, you take a cold shower in Belize. That's what you would do. Like, if you were in Buffalo, New York right now, you would take a warm shower. So,
yeah.
Seems logical to me.
Yeah, it's like at an all-time cold right now, and it's like 70. What is it? 70 degrees about. So we call it like really cold, but it's not bad.
By the way, I'm going to tell you right now, Randy. This is some advice from someone who's been around a while. You're making everybody in the Northeast of the U.S. hate you right now. It's just terrible for your brand. Like
I have some friends that I'll reply to their stories sometimes that are up north, and I'll kind of rub it in a little bit. Yeah, it's not nice.
No, that's good. Hey, what's the plan? Are you going to come back to a tour again next year?
End of February is the plan right now. Yeah. Yep.
For how long?
6 months, probably 5-6 months. Yeah.
I got to tell you, I was blown away for you to get as good as you've gotten in a place where you don't have other people like that you play with every day pushing you to get that far, to get to that level it's astonishing. Like, how do you just go out practice by yourself and watch videos? I mean, how do you get so good without other people better than you pushing you?
I'm not. I don't know. I often feel like I'm not at that level I want to be at, so it's hard for me to say I'm really good. But yeah, I don't do anything else besides disc golf. So I do that every single day, 6 days a week. I have a pretty strict schedule. I'll usually write down every single day of the practice I'll do, and then I try to just stick with it as much as I can. Yeah.
That's it. What about Brad? Do something like that, Brad? I mean, have you ever had a routine like that, or do you just play when you have time and you've been doing it all forever?
I think I did when I was like 17 because I just couldn't get enough. But after playing for, I don't know, 35 years, you kind of, I don't want to say get bored with it, but practicing's hard for me. If I'm not playing competitive, I just get bored with it. So I wish I could have a routine like that and get more disciplined, because I think it would help a ton. But gosh, it's hard to just get out there and do that.
Hey, could you have imagined, Brad, like even 10 years ago, being on the Christmas show and like, oh, this is the Belize national champion? That's insane.
Yeah, the growth is fun to watch, but also overwhelming. I mean, just see the PDGA growing that fast, and a lot of good players. I mean, people you've never heard of come just whip your butt. You know, you don't know who they are, and just locally, you know, I've had people come in through, I've never met. They live literally an hour away, and they'll just spank you. And it's like, where did they come? Like in a year, because everyone has the YouTube and, you know, to watch videos and just can improve quickly. So yeah, it's fun to watch.
That's wild, man. Hey, Brad, I want to let you get back to your family.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, good to see you.
Yeah, it's always good, man. You've like the reason you've been on 3 years is that you've always been my friend. You've always been one of my favorites, and to see the success you're having now, like, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Like, yes. By the way, not just now. I mean, 275 wins, but to win these now to win these national major events is like, it's like I feel like, you know, it's like you were Dan Marino, but you got your ring. You know what I mean?
All good. Well, hey, have a good Christmas. It's good seeing you. Good to meet you, Randy. Good luck.
Nice to meet you, Brad. Have a good one.
Don't play too much and burn out.
We'll try not to.
See you guys.
All right. So Randy, you're going to be on the road for 6 months. Are you traveling with anybody, or are you going to be?
Nothing confirmed. Nothing confirmed. I have a few buddies now that I'll probably stick with here and there. But as far as like a touring partner, no, there's nothing confirmed. No.
Gotcha. And you already, I mean, you got your card, right? Because I don't have my card actually. I'm working on, so they have two different cards, correct? They have like the silver and then the gold one, I think. Yeah.
And I'm trying to get the silver one because I don't think I can get the gold because I'm not 1,000 rated yet. So. Okay. Yeah. You're on the cusp, right? Yeah. I'm 994 right now. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. I've shot with you. You're not a 994 player. You're like you're a 1,020 player that's basically like that you're going to be 6 months, like it's going to be night and day. Because, I mean, you got skills. Hey, I'm going to let you go. I told you I was going to keep you just a few minutes to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. So Merry Christmas to you in Belize. Enjoy this. Go make a
snowman, snow angel.
A sweat angel or something. I don't know. We'll figure something out.
Go make a sweat angel. Oh my God! I wanted say anything, but that might be the sweat angels might be the name of your fan club.
There we go. Hey, I appreciate you having me on. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Right.
Good luck next year.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll open up another present. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? I'm going to undo the box. Hey, Gannon.
How's it going, Scott?
It's going fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's pretty cold here too. It's like we had a -40 wind chill 2 days ago, so I've just been chilling in the basement and doing work. That's pretty much it.
-40, so it's just like Belize and New Zealand right now. It's rough.
Yeah.
I feel fine. Well, you're wearing a t-shirt. I mean, I got to wear a long sleeve shirt indoors. That's how cold it is outside.
Yeah, everyone at school makes fun of me for wearing shorts every single day, no matter what the temperature is. Pretty much until we go to school if it's -30, but once it gets past -35, they canceled the last day of school before break. I'm currently on Christmas break right now, and then I have 2 more weeks left until I graduate. But yeah, I pretty much wear shorts and short sleeves no matter what, just because I hate wearing a lot of layers, I guess.
And wait, where are you? You're in Iowa.
Yeah, Iowa.
And it's that cold in Iowa right now. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty consistent. It'll get this cold for a couple weeks each year, and then it pretty much stays around 0 to 10 up until maybe March, and then in the summers it gets over 100. So we have a huge range of weather temperatures and stuff.
So what are you doing to practice over the winter?
Yeah, well, I've just been throwing my net in my basement a lot, and then trying to putt. I've mainly been working on strengthening my body. So after the Pro Tour finale, I was 149 pounds, and now I'm 170 pounds. So put on
working out.
Yeah, put on 20 pounds of weight and trying to eat more food. So I think I'm throwing a little bit further, and I'm also after ripping a bunch of shots in my net, I'm not sore at all the next day, which is a huge advantage, I feel because I know on tour I was getting a little burnt out. Sometimes I still play pretty good, but my body wasn't feeling good just because I was not in pain, but I was just really sore and my whole body was tight. And now with strengthening my body over that last couple months, it's been really easy to throw a lot and not have to worry about being sore in the morning, or my joints feel amazing right now. So I feel I'm going to keep this up, and hopefully I'm prepared for tour.
No, I think that's the next wave. I think people are starting to figure out how important that is. The stronger you are. I mean, I do think you play better and throw farther, but that's throwing farther wasn't a concern. I mean, you threw far.
Yeah, but it's more about not having my body feel good, and mainly just not getting hurt is the main thing. Because I want to play as long as I can, and if I can preserve myself early, that's the goal for sure.
Now you're going to be going out obviously next year on tour. Same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and full tour. And now you still have high school left. Yes.
Well, so I'm graduating early. I'm a senior right now. I graduate in 2 weeks. So I got all my credits done in the first couple of years of high school. So I'm going to be so happy to get out of there. I just got to do a couple finals, and then I'm home free.
And you're going to be out on tour. And then are you planning on wintering next year also up back in Iowa with the family, or now are you kind of free to?
I honestly have no idea. I probably, because my mom lives here in Iowa, which I'm staying with right now, because I go to school here. I'm with her, and then my dad moved to Florida a couple of months ago. He's in the Tampa area, so I don't know. I might go down there, spend a couple weeks down there even this year. But the season's coming up so quick with All-Stars in late February or early February, whatever.
Right.
It's almost here. We're almost in January, and next thing you know, I have 1 month to practice, and then the next 2 weeks are just planning. And I'm going to be on the road soon, so yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm not sure about next year though. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's just something for you to consider. New Zealand is it's warm down here. It's ugly. I mean, it's not an attractive country at all. It's dirty and brown and kind of gross, but the golf's good.
Yeah.
So just a thought. And Australia's pretty cool too. I think that people are going to have to start realizing they could actually winter down here and then play tournaments. And, if they want to, if they don't want to break, it's happening all winter. It's nice.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I don't know. I was listening to Ricky, what he said, like how he doesn't like touch a disc really. Like, yeah. I just think that's crazy. I never even like really considered that. I've always just been like, you got to get your work done in the off season. I mean, Ricky's been doing this long enough where he's like, already good enough. Like, I mean, he's number one player in the world right now. So like, he's been playing at the highest level for so long. And I've kind of only been there for like a year now. So I feel like I need to keep doing more to maintain where I'm at and then hopefully improve even for next year.
Well, no, it evolves over time. Like I like differently now than Ricky does. And, Ricky doing stuff different than you is normal. Hey, we're going to let you go. I told you I just wanted you for a few minutes to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for taking the time out. I loved getting to know you this year. I'm such a fan of you as a person. I don't care about anyone's golf game between you and me. Like, I'm a fan of you as a human and how you represent the sport. It's amazing, and just keep up the good work. Good luck next year, dude.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thanks, man.
See ya, man.
All right, who's next? I'm literally like a kid. I'm like a kid on Christmas, except it's not Christmas here. It's December 26th. Let's see. Hey, wait a second. Scoot in. Okay, thank you.
Hello, Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Jay and Des. How are you doing?
Pretty good today. Pretty good. We had a pipe break right before we got on air. So, yeah. Let's go Texas in the winter.
A pipe burst?
We did. Yeah.
All right. Got to be careful talking about with old school disc golfers when you say pipe break. You didn't take a pipe break. Your pipe broke.
Oh, fair enough. Got it.
Yeah.
Where are
we? Are in Central Texas. We're out in the hill country. So, like everybody else, unprecedented cold, and we all dealt with this last. Actually, this year. It would have been this year. Yeah, that horrific ice storm that knocked out a lot of power to everybody, and we've maintained power, so that's good. But we got an old school cabin with a lot of airflow, and that's part of it. You got to learn. It wasn't really a big deal because we know how to fix our own pipes and blah blah blah. So
no, that's beautiful. And hey, we're gonna bring someone else on in just a second. But I wanted to ask you about, you had some milestones with the Edge program this year.
Well, coming up, man, we've got 20 full years of Edge, that's for sure. So we're really excited all next year to be celebrating 20 years of spreading disc golf. And, millions of kids have been introduced to disc golf because of it. And we've given out $325,000 on behalf of our tournament charity program partners, the PDGA, and all of the membership of disc golf. So thanks for your support. We got a lot of work to go. There's millions and millions more kids out there. That's for sure.
Hey, just so you know, I'm in literally like 10 days, I'm going to be in Singapore speaking to some people in the Singapore school district and government about introducing disc golf to the Singapore school system.
Nice.
Yeah. So I got the same love you guys do. I promised everybody I just a few minutes, to say hi to everybody, and then I would let you get back to your families and to your.
I want to give a shout out to all the women out there. Check out the Wildflower Tour. We have a great group of women here with the Mint team, and we have a all women's tour going on in Texas. We're going to have an A tier also, and the group actually just got awarded the U.S. women's bid for 2024. So big things happening in Texas, big growth sport for women, and really proud to be part of this group. So come check out Texas, all you women and all you men who want to help.
No, I love it. I love you guys to death. I mean, this is when you look at the pro tour, like I always say, like our sport is standing on the shoulders of giants, and the giants, there were Jim Palmieri and Dan Roddick and Ed Hendrick, but there's also giants like you guys who are behind the scenes, making this sport into this thing that it is. And so thank you so much from all of us for all the work that you've done over the years. Merry Christmas.
We're sending eight colleges from Texas. We ran the 11th Texas Collegiate Disc Golf Championship, had 19 colleges and universities. So that was the 11th year that we've been running that. So we've watched that go from 3 teams to this big national championship that we're all pretty proud of. So you'll see it out and about. I mean, Kiora, right? You're in New Zealand?
I'm in New Zealand.
Well, we've been there 3 times. We could talk all kinds of fun stories about New Zealand, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Well, I already told everybody how ugly and brown it is down here, but the golf's good, even though it's not the prettiest country.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to struggle to look at something out there. That's for sure.
Hey, all right. Love you guys. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day.
You know
it. Let's see. Who's next? Who could it be? Oh, this is. Wait, who? Wait a second. Is Seppo?
Yes, I have cut my hair, and I guess I look different.
You don't. Seppo Paju, can I call you a legend from Finland? Is that okay, legend?
Yeah, that's okay for me.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's what the golfers in Finland welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Is it warm and sunny in Finland right now?
It's not warm, but it could be colder. Like a week ago, it was still really freezing. It's still freezing, but it's only like -3 Celsius right now. So I think like 20 Fahrenheit or something.
Yeah. So can you actually golf?
Yeah, I was playing around today. We don't have a lot of snow. We maybe have half a foot, so it's not too bad. And I keep playing disc golf year round.
By the way, thank you right off the bat for saying half a foot instead of a sixth of a meter, because then you're on.
I would say 15 centimeters, but half a foot. I know feet too.
No, that's okay. So we've never actually played around together, have we?
No, we haven't, but we've played plenty of tournaments together. I think you made your kind of first comeback while I have been playing in like 2015. I remember seeing you then, and then you kind of were away for a couple of years and then came back again now.
Yeah, I left the sport in like 2001. Like that's when you were like our paths kind of just were on different timelines.
Yeah, I think so.
But we'll be in Finland this year and we can play together maybe.
I've seen that. That's so awesome. I'm very happy to see you on the lists, and of course we can play.
Yeah, so I have to ask you something that is a real interesting thing, because as our sport evolves, we get these actual announcements such as I'm retiring, which never would have happened 10 years ago. You just fade away, but you don't, like, you actually made the decision to stop competing, but still play and be. Can you share about that? Because I think it's I don't know, it's interesting.
Yeah, well, for me, I am so competitive that I almost feel like I have to either be fully committed to it and always have a chance at winning rather than kind of fade away, as you said. So I just felt like it's too much pressure if I'm not able to practice as much as I would like to. It's too much pressure to still compete and want to be as good as I have been. So I thought that I'll just take a year off, but then I thought that I'll just quit for now and start playing again if I feel like it ever. But it's not necessarily even a goal of mine right now to start playing. I also made an announcement yesterday that we're having a kid in June, so that's also a part of the break right now.
No, so I actually really understand that, because when I stopped playing in 2001, I completely quit, and no one could understand why. And I think you would understand, is that I felt like I was going to become a part-time player, and I couldn't, like, I don't have to win a tournament, but I need to go there trying to win.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I need to be able to do it. Even if I didn't win, I would still be happy for 10th or even 20th place on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. But I would like to have a chance at winning at least.
No, so I completely understand that. I mean, it's the competitiveness that is what, these things in your personality are also what led to you being great. So
Yeah, I think so.
So that I think that makes sense. So is this your first kid?
Yes.
Are you excited?
Yes, very excited. Nervous too.
Nervous? I think you'll be just fine. Here's my advice. Force them to play disc golf, even if they don't like it. I don't think it's out great for sports parents.
Yes, I'll do that for sure.
My daughter never picked up a golf disc in her life. I just left it up to her, and she just found a different path, and she's doing fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you have control,
Yeah.
even if you want to. So tell me about you're active with Prodigy.
Mm-hmm.
Can you share about that? Because
Well,
over there.
well, basically, I'm part of Prodigy Disc. I'm actually one of the owners at Prodigy.
Mm-hmm.
But what I take care of is Prodigy Europe. So how Prodigy is doing in Europe. Obviously, we are here, and all of our employees are here for Prodigy Europe. So we handle the business here. And I personally handle marketing right now. I do promotional videos. I take care of a lot of different promotions when it comes to Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, all of these platforms. But I also take care of course designing, player contracts, Prodigy Disc Pro Tour, which is the Finnish Pro Tour, European Pro Tour, Disc Golf Stream. I'm a little bit of everything, but mainly it's promoting Prodigy and the sport. That's a huge part of what we do. We try to grow the sport, and that's why we're such a big part of the professional tours in Europe, such as the European Pro Tour and the Prodigy Disc Pro Tour.
Yeah, I was when I, and this is just probably this American-centric viewpoint, but I was less aware of what was going on in Europe until I decided to go. And I had no idea, like, what an amazing job Prodigy was doing out there. And then that you were obviously involved, but really exciting to hear all the stuff that's happening. Hey, I told you I just wanted a few minutes out of your day for Christmas. And thank you so much. It's a real honor to talk to you. I cannot wait to get a chance to shoot around with you when I'm in Finland next year. It would be just one of the highlights of my season, to be honest. I've never got.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and I can't wait either. I'll see you next year.
We will see you next year. Merry Christmas, Seppo. Thank you.
Peace.
Too cool. All right, we have two. Let's do one at a time. All right, so we have two people in there. So I'm going to bring on one person, but the other person is they can see us, right? Okay, don't leave. I'm not picking favorites. She is. Hey, Chandler.
Hey, Scott.
Chandler Kramer, okay, I'm gonna say it. In my opinion, the best sidearm thrower in the world today.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. You're not gonna say yourself?
No, I'm gonna think it.
Okay.
Hey, I've said this for years. Every single successful athlete in the world is arrogant and egotistical, like to levels that other non-athletes can't understand up here. The thing that makes you likable is to keep your mouth shut about it. but every single player on the Pro Tour has an ego. Like, you know what I mean? So no, I'm not gonna.
I know what you mean.
But it's cool, man. Hey, I got it right off the bat. Of all the players this year that I met for the first time this season out on the Pro Tour, I think you and I probably were I probably got closer to you than anybody.
We clicked pretty quick. I remember whenever I first showed you around Waco, because you were like, hey, I'm looking for somebody to show me the course. And I was like, I remember there's a few people that are like, I'll do it. And then I was like, can I do it? And they're like, let him do it. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I want to be the one. We really got to know each other pretty well, I'd say, this past year on tour.
Yeah, and like I was just like astonished. Look, everyone on tour for the most part has a great sidearm. I mean, you're a complete golfer. Most players out there, there's exceptions, but most of the players. But yours stood out, and I remember just that first round of Waco. I was like, Jesus Christ, this really good at this thing that I thought. Like, I'm usually the star sidearmer of the group, and you smashed that round, right?
Thank you. Yeah, that was actually the best round I've ever played at the Beast, and I was like, wow. I was like, it's a shame I couldn't do this in tournament, but yeah, no, that was the best round I've ever shot too. That's actually, it was really crazy whenever you were talking to Stork about how they used to call sidearms like trick shots.
Yes.
There's no way. It's insane.
Yeah, it was like I was throwing 50-50 when I was a little kid, and I was like, what are you guys doing? Why this doesn't make any sense to me. I didn't invent the throw by any stretch. People like Victor Melafronte and Ken Westerfield mastered the throw.
Yeah.
Back when I was a little kid, or before in both their cases. But yeah, no one did it. It was very weird. Now it's just part of the game. You know.
Yeah.
It's just,
did you ever think back then, whenever like the forehand was like just kind of getting introduced into the game, did you ever think that somebody would try and only have a forehand, like, and have that play style? Like, did you ever think that was going to be possible?
Yeah, I thought so, but I also thought that it was as limiting as only having a backhand. Like, it's not that you can James Conrad run the worlds with just a backhand. It's not that, I'm not putting a ceiling on anybody, but I do think that there's things you can do that are more complete when you have both. I think that's the future. And I think that's your future too. But I think that you picked up the sidearm so quickly and got so good at it so quickly. You're basically stuck in a place where I've been.
Nice. Okay.
Your sidearm is so good that your sidearm anhyzer right now is better than your backhand hyzer. Even if it's a backhand hyzer shot, what are you going to do? Throw the shot you're not as good at in a tournament? And you're kind of like, it's tough. You almost have to force yourself.
Yeah.
But
the backhand is still a work in progress. I've been working on it a lot during this off season whenever I actually have been playing. I'm recovering right now from like a little minor injury in my middle finger. So we'll pick it up again here soon.
Oh, that's right. I remember you had that injury during the season, right?
Yeah, and then it kind of came back towards the end. So like right now I have a partial torn ligament in my middle finger, which it's already at the end of the recovery. So I'm about to get playing again, and I'm excited.
No, that's awesome. Hey, so I only wanted you for a few minutes to wish everybody Merry Christmas, but I also want you to get back to your family.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on, and Merry Christmas, everybody.
Just have an amazing year next year. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of yours, and I'll be rooting for you. With all my friends, but I'll be rooting for you.
Thank you,
little
Scott.
bit. All sidearms. No, I'm just kidding.
Thank you, Scott. I'll be seeing you over in Europe, I'm sure, because I plan on going.
Oh yeah. You'll come visit me in my new home for the summer.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, man. Thanks for joining. All right. Okay. Can I open up another Christmas box?
What up?
Captain Jonathan Nicholson, everybody. Captain of the Dynamic Disc Golf team, along with Paige Shu, right?
That's fair. That's become a complicated issue in these past couple weeks.
Okay. Oh yeah. I know. And then I just this is the joys of doing live video. Like, you would think at my age, at 53 years old, I would not be flexible enough to put my foot in my mouth, but apparently I'm pretty impressive. How's it going? How's your business going?
It's going good. We got some family upstairs. I'm down in the office in the basement right now, and then we have some more family about to come over. So it's going to be a fun Christmas here in Kansas right now.
Oh, so is it probably pretty cold?
It's not that bad today. It's 25 degrees.
That's not the end of the world.
Yeah,
So,
I forget what Seppo said it was, but it was a lot colder there, I feel like.
no, he said it wasn't that cold there either. I think it's about the same right now in Finland.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's about the same here in New Zealand. It's like 75 or something, Fahrenheit.
Yeah, so terrible.
It is awful. I might have to wear socks, with my shorts. So the world wants to know, how's the injury coming?
The knee is doing okay. I've had a couple flare-ups recently, so that's never any fun. But I need to see a doctor to see if anything's serious or not. But it doesn't feel serious, so that's good.
That's good. So you still don't know if surgery's in the future?
I honestly have no idea on that. If whatever's going on in my knee is still meniscus related, there might be surgery related things in the future. Haven't honestly given it much thought.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, I would avoid thinking about it too if I was in your position. But the good news is, like, they've gotten so good at knees.
That is very true.
In like 30 years ago, right? I mean, I think they've really nailed this one. So it's at the very least, your last resort's not too terrible. Like,
that's true.
Like even like both of us, our parents' ages, if you had knee surgery, it was a coin flip whether or not it made things worse.
Yeah, my dad has a double knee replacement, so I've seen that back in the 90s. So
how weird is it for me to think that the 90s is like the old days? Oh my God, I was thinking about this. Kurt Cobain, from Nirvana died like 10 years closer to my birth than to like now.
That is pretty crazy.
That is crazy. So what do you do in the off season? Like when you're barring the injuries, are you an off season trainer? Like you're in Dallas, so it's not cold, or do you take a break during the season?
So normally I am a off-season trainer. I don't really like sitting still very much, but this year has been a test because I've had to do a lot of sitting still or just not doing as much I was trying to recover, and then I did like a period of recovery, and then that's when the flare-up happened, is after the period of recovery. So it was a little surprising. So I have just been not doing much lately, and the knee's been feeling good. Not doing much. Who would have thought? If you don't use it, it doesn't hurt as bad.
Yeah. I hope that is. Well, I mean, things heal, right? Like that's like human bodies are they're so weird. Like
they are that.
Hey, I got to give a quick shout out to my friend Artur over in Europe. He's joining us today, and I just saw his name pop. I wanted to say hi, but I want to interrupt somebody when he popped on. Hello, Artur. So I know you're going to be competing next year, knee able, but you're going to be staying a little more local. Are you going to still try to get out to the big ones, though? Yeah, okay. Assuming your knee allows you, you're still going to try to go like Worlds and some of the bigger events.
So it's kind of up in the air right now. I am not 100% sure. So I definitely have some announcements coming soon. But as far as the extent to how much I will play next year, I just don't know the answer to that yet.
Okay.
It will be a lot less than this year.
Well, I knew that you were going to be playing a lot less. But a lot of players who play a lot less still they still tick off a couple boxes of like things they're going to do. So, and by the way, I'm asking some questions. I know some of the answers a little bit, but I'm feigning ignorance because I'm an expert at my. I think a helicopter's landing on the roof. Do you hear that?
Oh no!
I don't think this roof's made for helicopters, and we're on the top floor.
Uh-oh.
I think.
Get really interesting.
It could get really interesting. So tell me about Dynamic. You've been with them from the beginning?
Yeah, so I've been with a branch of Dynamic. So I started with Dynamic Disc Carrollton in 2019, I believe. And then I've been with DD Carrollton and DD since 2020.
Okay, what do you like about tell me what is it about Dynamic that drew you to them?
This has always been a thing with Dynamic, and lots of the players have said it, is they have been a lot of like a family type atmosphere, and everybody just like really gets along on the team. And I've just always really enjoyed that about them. And I started throwing their plastic first, and so it just was very easy transition into being sponsored.
Gotcha. That actually brings up an interesting thing. I get asked this all the time, and I want to get your take on it because you've been out at all these big events and you've toured. One of the things people ask me, they're like, well, what is it like with the players on tour? Do they a lot of them not like each other? Is it really cliquey? And I've had to say, honestly, it's not. I mean, there's always more friends with, like you have people you're closer to. It's not cliquey. everyone pretty much likes each other. And even the players that maybe aren't the best of friends, they still high five and make jokes during the round. Has that been your experience too? Or am I just, I can have rose colored glasses. I'm one of those weird people that is like overly optimistic about the world, but has that been your experience, observation as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's like, if you asked me and I were to be honest, I don't think I could tell you a single player on tour that I dislike. I don't dislike anybody. There are definitely some like I like more than others, and some that I'm closer to. And none of the like brands make a difference. I feel like some people think, oh, you're sponsored by this brand and they're sponsored by this brand. Like nobody on tour cares.
Oh, cares.
And then even if there's sometimes you see your card for the next day and you're like, uh-oh, who do I have here? How's this gonna go? And then it always ends up going fine anyway. So there's very rarely any legitimate drama on cards or anything like that. At least in MPO. I've heard FPO can be a little spicier sometimes.
Yeah, I have no experience in that either. Well, but that also has been, yeah, there's no one I don't like. Like there's people I might like, I'm probably less likely to go out to lunch with after the round just because we have different personalities. But they've always been nice to me and I've been nice to them. There's nothing weird.
That's very true.
It is very, very surreal. So, hey, I want to let you get back to your family.
I appreciate it. I also appreciate you having me on, and Merry Christmas to everybody out there.
Yes, Merry Christmas to you too. Thank you so much. Please say hi to the wife. Send my love. You know, I'm huge fans of you guys. It was really great getting to know you this season. I hope the friendship and even more things continue in the future because we've talked about various things we're doing together. And so, yeah. And I got some good news for you, but I'll share it off air.
Sounds good. You guys have a Merry Christmas. Bye, Scott and Adriana.
Thank you so much. All right. We got a clip we can show. Or is there someone ready? Wait, for someone else to bring on, or the clip? For someone else?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I had a clip I was going to show. Actually, before I bring them on, did they just log in? They can wait for 20. Actually, can we bring them on and then we'll show the clip? I don't know who it is.
Hey.
What's up?
What's up?
Hold on. Let me put on my counting cap. 1, 2. You're only 67%. Okay, all right. What's up? By the way, this is Hannah. This is Chris Clemens, and this is Roni Baloney. Oh, formerly Macaroni, but
yeah, it's getting in there.
How are you doing? Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. How are you?
Oh my God, just having the best time. Where are you guys?
We are in Orlando, Florida. We spent the last couple of days at Universal Studios, just seeing like Harry Potter World and stuff. And yeah, escaping the cold weather.
That's so bizarre. So you guys have been in Harry Potter World, and I've been in Lord of the Rings World.
Dang,
Oh, cool.
That's where I want to go next. I love Lord of the Rings.
Is it fair to say that we're all nerds?
Very,
Nerds.
very fair. Very fair.
Okay. So the what's the name of the river again? I'm drawing a blank.
Oh, it's up
The river.
The river Erdon. I was on the river. Fellowship was floating down when the orcs were chasing. I was on.
Dang, I'm jealous. I know you can like go and they have like Hobbiton and you can like go up in the houses and stuff. It's like a tour, I think.
Cool.
We'll be there in 3 days.
Dang, I'm jealous. I'm on my way. I don't think any planes are working right now though, probably.
Okay, so here's the deal for you guys, okay? There is zero reason not to come to Australia and New Zealand for your winter. It's summer down here. There's tournaments. By the way, like they're not slouches down here. Like if you're not on your game down here, you're gonna get beat. Like there's good players here. There's tournaments, there's competition, prize money. You could run clinics, sell merch. Like you guys like would do great down here, and you're here.
I know.
But what if the alligators eat macaroni?
Alligators, kangaroos.
All right. So first off, okay, check this out. The Australians are so tough. So the saltwater crocodiles, they call them salties. Like they have an adorable name for saltwater crocodiles. They're only on.
Those are huge.
I know they call them salties, and they laugh about them. But they're like 2,000-pound murder machines. No, they're only
that's insane.
North of Brisbane. So you actually there's no salties like in the southern part of Australia where all the tournaments are, and in New Zealand nothing will kill you.
Right. Yeah. New Zealand's nice. I'd love to go there. I know, like, we're talking about going to Vietnam at some point, and like I just saw Own. She's in Laos, which is like close to Cambodia and Vietnam. Like, it looks nice there right now.
Yeah.
Follow my Scott Stokely Adventures page. We're going to be in Laos and Vietnam in about 2 months.
What, really?
Nice.
Yeah.
We need to go. She's getting her passport. It's in the mail.
I've heard from people that travel the world, like multiple times from people that their favorite people that they've met were in Vietnam and Laos. That's their but the people in Vietnam were a level above, and I can't wait to see it.
They love, they love tourists and stuff there.
They love tall Americans.
So what?
Exactly, perfect.
Are you golfing in the off season, or are you just like taking a break?
So last week we spent some time with the Oakleys. We've been practicing a little bit. Like, I listened to a little bit earlier about where Ricky was saying, like, he doesn't practice at all, kind of, doesn't touch the discs. And so I kind of do that as well. Oh, there you are. I kind of do that as well. But definitely over the next 2 months, we're going to be practicing hard.
I'm fiending for it.
And you're back on the road again next year, obviously.
Huh?
Did we lose you?
Oh, no. Can you hear me? Am I gone?
Hello?
Am I back?
Uh-oh. Are we lagging or you?
All
right, we got you.
Okay.
Screenshot that.
You're back on the road next year, right?
Yeah.
This is
yes, we are.
You guys are lifers. You guys aren't going to get burned out in a year or two. Like, this is you, right?
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah.
We're living the life.
Definitely. That's why taking some time off in the off season is good. So so you don't burn out during the season.
Well, that's fair. So now, do you train together? Like, do you coach each other and train and push each other, or do you kind of just?
She doesn't want to hear me training her. I do give her advice, and sometimes she doesn't want it, but sometimes it works out. But I mean, she picks up stuff really quick.
I do pick up stuff really quick. But sometimes, if I miss my line, he's like, take this disc and do it again. And if I miss it, he's like, take this disc and do it again until I hit the line. And I get so frustrated, And I'm just like, stop telling me what to do.
I got you back. That sounds like love. That is
right. It is I'm hard on myself, and that's why I've been able to play at a high levels, because when I train, I'm very hard on myself, and so I try to be tough on her. But there's a balance, definitely a balance for sure.
So what about Roni? Was Roni is Roni going to be on tour again next year?
For sure. He's been a little rascal lately, but I feel, because we'll stay in hotels occasionally and stuff like we are right now, I feel like he likes it in the van more for some reason. I don't know. So he's a van cat, and he's on the road.
He's a van.
But he's still young, so he's getting used to it.
I wonder if it's when someone's like you hear about people getting out of prison, and then the rooms just seem so big that they don't feel like there's too much. Maybe he's
that's kind of what it's like for him.
In prison?
In prison.
In cat prison.
Wow.
A cool prison where you get to drink milk out of a saucer.
That's true. I know there's a lot more people with cats on the road next year too. People are there's everybody's having animals. So who knows? Maybe in the future, after a couple years with the van, we upgrade to an RV or something.
Something bigger.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I loved getting to know you guys this year. That was like we hung out a fair amount, a little bit, and it was definitely cool to get to know both of you. I hope you just have years of success in front of you and happiness. But I'm gonna let you get back. Well, it's Orlando. I'll let you get back to Harry Potter.
Sweet. Thanks for having us on, man.
Yeah, thanks. Wait.
Can't wait to see you again soon.
Bye, Roni. Look at Roni's waving all on his own.
Bye.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thank you. Too cool. Yeah, 2 people on. Let's bring them, but let's do one at a time. I want everybody to have the least of time. Damn. So who's next? And then the person is waiting. Don't leave. Like I said, I'm not playing favorites. Just, hey, it's Cole Redalen. I'm not playing favorites. She is. So I don't know who's next, but she likes Cole better. Oh, you're muted. I can't hear you. Oh,
my bad. Here we go.
What's up, Cole? How are you,
Can you hear
man?
me?
I can't hear you. Cole Redalen, everybody. If you don't know Cole,
awful.
Oh, if you don't, it was so gangster. If you don't know Cole, he's one of the players along with Gannon and some other players who are like, this is the next wave. And you were out on tour for how long this year?
Pretty much an entire tour. I only missed Preserve DDO, Music City. I only missed like a handful of events. But I was pretty much all the way across the country, all the way back. I'm in Oregon right now, so I made it all the way over to the eastern side. So yeah, I was doing a full tour this year.
And are you planning that next year?
I bought an RV out at D-Glow and drove that for the rest of the season. And so now we're back home. We're fixing up a couple things. When you buy a new RV, you got some things you got to tinker on. Deal with all the things that the manufacturing people couldn't do. We're just kind of suiting that thing up and getting ready to head out. I think I'm heading out on February 19th, starting my drive down to Vegas to start off the season. So yeah, I'm doing a full tour next year, and I'm 18, getting ready to make it really my livelihood. I love disc golf, and I love traveling, and so yeah, it's awesome.
Okay, I have an agenda as to why I brought you on, because something happened over the summer and we were going to get together and chat about it. I was so unbelievably impressed from you, and we never got a chance to chat. And I'm like, what if I bring him on the show? I can ask him about it. And by the way, I got someone waiting here, so we'll make it somewhat brief. But at the Ledgestone this year,
yes,
you had the most interesting round of disc golf that any player had all season, I think.
Oh,
no. There's a reason why I'm bringing this up. So take me through that round. Just briefly, what happened?
So I had that round.
Oh, I think we lost you.
Someone was calling me. During that round, I had 8 birdies and 9 pars, and I had. So that's 17 holes, and one of those holes was a 13, and that was on one of the par 5s on the back 9. And I started off the round strong. Ledgestone was my breakout performance last year, so I was really looking forward to that tournament, and I started out great. I was like 5 down through 12. I was leading the tournament, I think, and I got to hole 13, and hole 13 had other plans for me. I threw a great tee shot. And I threw my second shot like I did in practice, but I underestimated the distance of the shot. I left it short into a bush, and it landed in the middle of the bush and rolled out of bounds. So now I'm in the middle of the bush out of bounds, so I take relief backwards, and it's about 415 feet to the basket. And I'm like, you know what? If I take relief backwards, I might be able to get a destroyer over the water and hyzer into the basket. And I ended up stalling out 3 of my Halo destroyers in my bag over the water, straight into the water, not even crossing. And then the one I threw a force finally hit inbounds, and then that one ended up rolling out of bounds as well. So by this time, I at least touched inbounds, and I'm up by the green, and I'm throwing 12 from 130 feet away from the basket. So I pitch up to the basket and still have to make like a 25-footer for my 13, which is just absolute nightmare. And I was pretty flustered by the time it got to like throw 6 or 7, because I knew I had a really good round going. And, it was bogey free. I was playing clean. I love that course. And I'm sure some pros call me crazy for liking that course, but I have some courses like that here in Oregon, and it's just so awesome playing around the OB in the water like that. So Eureka Lake is actually probably my favorite course to play on tour. And you can call me crazy for it, but I really enjoy playing that course. So anyway, I had a clean round going, and I took a 13. And at that point, it was just comical. Like, I got up to the next tee, and I was just talking with my card mates about it. I'm like thinking through. I'm like, I think I got a 13, and they're like, yeah, that sounds right. And, I just moved on, and I just, I went to the next hole, and I'm just like, you know what, just play the next hole like you played the first 12. And I took a par on it. I even had a birdie putt, but it was a pretty easy par. And then I got a turkey right after that and finished my round with a par on 18. So it was very crazy, because if you're looking at that round, you're thinking like that 13 probably just wrecked his mental space. But really at the same time, it was just like, you know what? I bet you every other player in the sport of disc golf has done this before. And where they've been having a really good round, and they have that bad hole, and it's like what can you do? And I just couldn't let it wreck me. I couldn't let it wreck my round. It wrecked the scorecard, but my most proud moment of that was it didn't wreck me. And I was able to keep my head up for the rest of the round and just execute the next shot like I knew how to do it in practice. And, it's easier said than done, but in the moment I felt really confident in my headspace and where I was, and just like, this tournament's not over. Like, sure, I think I dropped 40 spots in one hole, which is absolutely insane. I went from first to 39th or something like that. It's just so brutal. I went from 5 under leading the tournament to +3 in 39th place. So crazy, but I went 3 for the last 5 holes and made it something. And Northwoods Black did not treat me well either. But at that moment, it was just like I already won the tournament at that point in my mind, because I was like, this is such an amazing experience to blow up like that and just be able to come back. I had so many encouraging messages that were just like the way you bounce back like that. I don't know a lot of people who could do that. And I don't want to say that like putting myself above others. I'm just saying that like it's encouraging to me, because I see how it affects other people. And, I want other people to see that too. And it's just like, you're going to get more respect from people walking through that situation with your head held high and pushing through than you are, kicking your bag and making you sound like you're better than you actually are. Because my dad is like, if you get frustrated on the disc golf course, you're just thinking you're better than you actually are. Because if you're better, then those mistakes wouldn't happen. And so that's just a mindset I've always had.
That's old school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's like almost 70s style. we would call it too big for your britches, but that's I'm old.
Mm-hmm.
So just real quick, and I'm going to let you get back to your family. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've had even talked to you in person at this point. And I reached out to you afterwards and said I wanted to have you and get together and chat with you about this. This is when I said that you're a world champion someday, because there are a lot of talented players. There's a lot of players with talent. But for you to bounce back, they're like, he 5 under, then he took a 13 on a hole. And I talked to someone on your card, and they were like, yeah, he was pleasant the whole time. he was, obviously it crushes you. It doesn't mean like it doesn't inside you feel it, but like
right.
You were professional, and then you birdied 3 of the last 5 holes to finish. And I'm like, you being able to bounce back from that is like, that is the headspace that will take your talent to world titles. And so, it's amazing. I know you've heard it a million times. Astonishing. But I'm going to let you get back to your family. I wanted to hear that story so badly and share it with everybody, because there's so much, there's so many layers there for players. You can rewatch that a couple times and you'll pick up on things.
Yeah.
That are,
and I'll just say a couple more things. Like, if you're not out there having fun, what are you doing anyway? Like, for me, it's just, that was also a headspace of just like, if you're not enjoying this moment for what it is, regardless of whether you took a 13 or not, then you're crazy. Like, you're traveling halfway across the United States to play on the professional disc golf tour. And a lot of people want that opportunity. So sometimes you just have to take a step back and think about where you are. and appreciate it. And that can help you through anything. If you're even playing the pro division at a local B tier, like just be thankful that you're there, because a lot of people wish they had the skills that you did. And so, yeah, just if you're out there and you're having frustrated and you're having a bad day, I'm sure there's someone having a lot worse day out there than you. So just be thankful for where you are. And yeah, I'm excited to see what I can do on the road next year. I know there's a lot of upcoming talent, and that's really intimidating. So I'm trying to keep myself working hard. But yeah, thank you, Scott. Thanks for the encouraging, kind words and having me on here. And
yeah,
thank you everybody who wants to support me.
Yeah. That everything you said, they're just amazing. I love it. Hey, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you so much. Cool. Merry Christmas. And put up another Christmas package and see who's gonna be joining.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, man. Good luck next year. God, how about that? That's an 18-year-old. Like that's 18-year-olds aren't supposed to talk. I didn't talk that way when I was 18 years old. My God, if I would have had that. Hey, oh my God.
Hello, Scott. Hello.
Hello. Jakub Semerád from the Czech Republic, also the current world putting champion. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, thank you for joining. It's been amazing to get to know you this season. So you're in the Czech Republic now.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
And are you playing right now, or is it okay? I'm sorry for dumb question. Is it cold where you are, or is it manageable?
Yeah, last couple of weeks it was like 10 degrees of Fahrenheit, like -10, so freezing cold, and we had a lot of snow actually. But last couple of days the snow is gone, and today it was like 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So
really,
now we are able to play some golf finally. Yeah.
Is it? But still snow, but just warmer.
No, it's not snow. No, today.
Oh, okay. So, do you play much in the off season? I mean, usually younger.
Yeah, last years I wasn't able to play during the off season because I was studying and I was going to the work, but now I'm able, because this golf became my job, so I'm able to practice a little bit more and go to the gym and other stuff. So it's amazing, and yeah, I hope that it's gonna stay like this, and I will be able to play some golf. Yeah.
Is it crazy to think that this golf is your job? Is that
it's crazy? Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is. I had that moment in my life, like all the touring players, when you realize I'm paying my bills throwing frisbees. So you are touring next year?
Yeah, I'm gonna do like 2 trips to USA, and in summer I'm gonna stay in Europe. So I think we're gonna play some tournaments together.
Okay, awesome. I love that. Well, hopefully we're on the lead card.
Yes. Yeah, that would be nice.
That's always my plan. So you're gonna be around during the summer then?
Yeah. After Portland, I'm heading back home to Europe, and I'm gonna spend like 2 or 3 months in Europe. So yes.
Okay, beautiful. And then you're gonna go back for Maple Hill in the World Championships.
Yeah,
Is that the idea?
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing. Okay, world putting champion. Was this something that you had in your mind? Like, I'm gonna be like, I'm the best putter in the world, and I'm gonna just show everybody, or were you surprised?
Oh, I was very surprised. I was just I joined the event just to have some fun, and it was very surprising that I was able to win against all the great players, and it's amazing to have this title. Yeah.
No, here's the thing. Titles you keep forever.
Yeah.
Like world putting champion is something that makes people come pay you for clinics in 30 years.
Yeah, that's true. It's amazing.
No, it's something that's on your resume forever. Like that, never to be taken away from you, and you can use it for your career. And like you want to endorse a putter? Well, you're the world putting champion. You'll sell more, right?
Yes.
So, but you were surprised because honestly, I looked at the numbers. It wasn't that close. I mean, you won definitively.
Yeah, I had just a great day because it's just my game. I have a lot of up and downs, and when I play good, and when I'm putting good, it's always a good round. So it was the same. It's the same with my putting basically. So I just had a great day. Yeah.
Now you putt I think you know this. What I'm going to ask next. You putt harder than any other player on tour.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Is that on purpose? Do you purposely think players putt too soft? The right way to putt is harder, or is that just how you wound up putting? Is it on purpose, or is that just your putt?
No, it's definitely not on purpose. I actually work on to putt a little bit slower, but usually when I'm like nervous, it's just go very fast, and yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, I shot around with you in Vermont, I think.
Yeah, I think it was in Vermont. Yeah.
Yeah, and you said one of the you putt really hard, and by the way, you putt really hard from like 15 or 20 meters.
Yeah, that's true.
You putt real. By the way, that's like 60 feet, Americans. You putt really hard, and at one point I asked you, "Are you worried about blowing past the basket?" And you basically, and I forget the words, but basically you said, "Well, but I always hit something."
Yeah. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
That's not. Oh, it's 60 feet. People airball 60 footers all the time. Good players, but you're confident enough that you figure you'll probably hit something.
Yes, exactly. That's the thing. If you are hitting the basket with this kind of speed, and it always go, at least you are hitting the basket and stay under the basket. So yeah, when you have a good day with this kind of putting, you can make a putt from any kind of distance, and that's what I was talking about. I have a lot of up and downs, and if I'm gonna be able to be confident with my putting, so then I'm gonna make a lot of putts from every kind of distance. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I saw. And then when you did miss, you made the comeback putt every time.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's crazy. So when you came back to the Czech Republic as a world champion, was there celebration of this? I mean, this is a world title for your country.
Yeah, I had a lot of congratulations, and it's still amazing because I'm, like you said, I do a lot of clinics, and it helped me a lot with this kind of title, and everyone is asking me what I was doing in practice to be that good in putting, and yeah, it's amazing to have this title.
Well, you deserve it. All right, one more question, then I'll let you get back to your family. You qualified for the finals of the biggest skins match.
Yes.
Like that was like amazing. Was that your competitive? Not the world title's its own category. It's special, but that's putting. But in disc golf, is that your biggest disc golf accomplishment to qualify, or was
probably? But also when I had a playoff with Greg Barsbin on Sula, it was a silver series. I think that's on the same level, but yeah, skins was also amazing. But that was the thing. I was very nervous in a final round, and I wasn't able to putt that good because I was afraid to miss the basket. And when I'm thinking like this, it's not that good. So yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to sound like an old person here, but you're young, and then next time you're in that situation, it'll be like you'll be in that situation so many times in your career that it just doesn't affect.
It was definitely a great experience, and I'm looking forward for moments like this.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. So hey, I want to let you get back to your family. It was great to get to know you this year. I'm a big fan of yours, except when I'm competing against you. Like next year, I'm not your fan during the round. I'm trying to beat you, but the rest of the time. And I can't wait to go out to I'm gonna be in the Czech Republic because I'm taking a break between Estonia and Spain for like 6. There's no tour events in the Czech Republic, but I'm sure there'll be something. So my plan is after my last Estonia event, I assume there'll be a tournament in the Czech Republic, which I'll be at.
Yeah,
so
of course.
keep going. And I
You
just don't know.
You can definitely reach out to me, and I can suggest you some very good places and tournaments in Czech Republic. Yeah,
that's good. Awesome. All right. Hey, have an amazing Christmas. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day.
Yeah.
Good luck.
You too. Merry Christmas, everyone, and see you guys in next season.
Awesome. Can't wait till next year, man. Which is like in a week.
Yeah.
Thanks.
See you.
All right. Who's next? Oh, where's I need to pretend I'm untying the ribbon right now. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Ella?
What's up, Scott? How you doing?
Oh my God, this is so exciting. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Doing great. Yeah, it's a good day.
Yes, and where are you right now?
I'm in Seattle, Washington.
Okay. All right. Is it rainy?
Yes. Not at the exact moment right now, but it's been pretty rainy.
Is that where you're doing the whole off season?
Yeah, this is where I grew up. So just chilling at home and yeah, enjoying the rain, trying to get out and play as much golf as I can.
And so you do play in the off season?
Yeah, I do play. I haven't been focusing on it too much. Been doing a lot of weight training, honestly, and working on my band, which has been super fun.
Gotcha. So weight training. So I think this is fair to say that youth, like whatever you want to call it, FPO division, women's division, you throw a flying disc harder than anyone in the history of our sport. I mean, I think that's pretty definitive at this point. I mean, just based on what you throw 550 feet at USDGC.
Yeah. Yep.
That's absolutely, like, it's such an outlier that I think that's why I would make that claim. It's not because of a title. It's just it's so far. And by the way, this is the evolution of the sport. This is what's supposed to happen in our the sport should evolve. Like as far as you throw, next generation will still be far, but there should be more Ellas like crushing like that. But someone has to be first.
Absolutely. There definitely should be more crushers. Yeah, I like lifting weights, and it's fun and a good way to get my body in shape for next season.
No, I think that's amazing. Did you came from an ultimate background? Were you one of the people that smashed an ultimate too?
Yeah, I was definitely known for being able to throw far in ultimate too.
But it's a lot harder to tell who throws the farthest, right?
Yeah, because the disc doesn't go too far. It kind of all has a limit at some point.
So now you're going to be you're going to be on tour next year.
Yep, full tour.
Okay, and the year after, and the year after. I mean, this is your career.
That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah.
Don't hope. You can. There's nothing stopping you. That's what you want to do.
That's the plan. I'll say that. That's the plan.
I mean, the sky's the limit for you. Are there? Do you see? This is what's like. I'm just an observer in the FPO division, but you have some of the greatest to ever do it. Paige, Katrina, even when I was like a few years ago, Val was in that, Sarah Holcomb, and they dominated as a group for years.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see the shift happening? I mean, with what Chris did, and like there's the next class of FPO players is hitting the stage, right? Do you see that?
Absolutely. I see that. I think, I have a lot of respect for all those players who have dominated for many years, but I think the division hasn't been very deep. And I'm really excited to sort of be part of that growth of the division. And, there's tons of other players who are, in their first or second year touring or kind of up and coming who are extremely talented and, really pushing the levels of the game for FPO.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're at the front of that, I mean, I don't want to go through the list, but people like Evelina and like, I mean, there's just, it's fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Fun to watch depth because I mean, this year we didn't know who was going to win each week.
Yeah,
Know who was going to win, but you could count on one hand.
Yeah,
and you would be right.
Yeah.
Like, coming up, it's like. It's just it reminds me of MPO just like a few years before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whereas it was, you still got your top players, but it's there's parity now.
Yeah, I think it's a really good sign of growth in the sport, and especially in the division, just having more players able to win, having all the tools that they need to win. And it's really, really exciting to be a part of.
So what's the biggest thing you're working on this season? Are you proactively like working on something specific, or are you just playing?
I've been working a little bit. I kind of took a little bit of break once I got back home for the off season, but ramping back up into focusing on work, mostly working on putting and getting my forehand to be a little more consistent. That's kind of the focus.
Okay. That makes sense. I mean, because I guess the backhand is probably your strongest. Do you believe in focusing more on the weaker parts of your game?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's an interesting thing for me as a new player. I feel like I've gotten to a point with my form that I wasn't at last year, where I feel like I have the muscle memory that if I don't, work on my backhand every day, I'll still be able to throw, and work on my putt every day, I'll still be able to putt. But obviously I still want to work on that. But I think working on the weaker aspects of my game is really important to just be a really well-rounded player. And, I can see my weaknesses compared to other elite players is very strongly putting. And so that's definitely something I want to improve on.
So I don't want to like creep you out or anything, but I kind of stalked your career a little bit. Well, no, because like this is my job. I'm studying players and skills, and my career is based around understanding like what makes players good.
Yeah.
And I asked the Up Down podcast to give me a full report on your season because I wanted to know, you throw 550 feet. Why didn't you win every tournament? Like, I wanted to see what. And we can see holes in the game, but that doesn't mean the stats back those up.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually good. Like you weren't like down at the bottom tier putter. You were actually one of the better putters for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
The thing that happened with you was that you had a number of tournaments where your driving was good enough to win. You had a number of tournaments where your putting was absolutely good enough to win. Had that taken place the same tournament as the driving.
Yep.
They didn't come together at the same time.
Yeah. That feels about right.
No, but that's a good sign. Like look, if you were just always bad at a certain part of your game, where you're gonna have to try to fix it. But the fact that you had tournaments where you were great at every single part of the game at one time or another means you have all the skills.
Mm-hmm.
That's a positive thing that I saw. And when I saw that, I went, oh, so this is just maybe just a numbers game. So like I expect based on that next year for you to have some huge breakout wins for sure.
I would love that. I wouldn't be opposed.
That's what the numbers suggest would happen.
Yeah. That definitely feels about right too.
No, but that's really great. Look, I'm going to let you get back to your family. I just thank you so much. It was great getting to know you.
Thank you, Scott.
Much till the skins match, but I got to play with you, and it was just I had a blast.
Yeah.
Your social media, you're freaking hilarious.
Thank you.
No, it's great. It's very good for your career when you're watchable. Not just being good, actually being entertaining as well as like it's only going to benefit you long term. So
yeah,
keep sharing that with the world because it's
thanks, Scott. I appreciate it.
All right. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for joining.
Merry Christmas.
Who is going to be the next guest? Oh, this is going to be exciting. Who's the next guest? Hey, what's up? Daniel O'Neill. And a lot of people out there, well, some people watching know who you are, but there's going to be some disc golfers that might not. So can I introduce you?
Please. Hey, Scott.
Hello.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. So Daniel O'Neill. So by the way, there's more Frisbee games out there. Can I call it Frisbee? I'm old. I can call it whatever I want. There are more disc sports out there than just disc golf and ultimate. Frisbee Freestyle, which is one of the very original. It might have been the second competitive game in disc sports history after Guts, because after Guts, they said, well, let's do trick catches and trick throws, right? So Frisbee Freestyle was at the genesis of our sport. Daniel O'Neill is a 2-time world freestyle champion. How are you, Dan?
I'm good, bro. I'm in South Florida right now at my grandma's house with my brother and my mom. Just relaxing and enjoying kind of our off season as well, and really gearing up for 2023. It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's great to see you too. It was great. We shot a freestyle video way back in January, I think, in Las Vegas with Riley.
Yep.
And it was great. I was really I hadn't jammed I've never actually jammed, but I'm not licensed to use that word, but I hadn't freestyled in years, and I couldn't believe I remembered a couple things.
That was super fun.
So, okay. That's the least interesting part to me, my freestyle. The more interesting part is you've been traveling the world teaching disc sports to people in developing countries. Please. Yeah. By the way, Jens Velasquez just joined in the chat.
Oh, wow.
Like the Mount Rushmore of Frisbee freestyle. Jens and Erwin Velasquez. I believe they would be two of the four faces on the rock, right?
Absolutely. Hey, Jens.
So please, tell me, Africa, South America, tell me what you're doing.
Yeah, I had a couple great opportunities to travel this year and kind of share the joy of Frisbee and flight, and most recently I was in Bolivia, in La Paz. They're celebrating 10 years of flying disc sports in Bolivia, but mostly all ultimate. I actually got to play in their national ultimate championship, which was a blast. But I also got to teach some disc golf and some freestyle, supported in part by the Paul Macbeth Foundation. Shout out to them. So that was awesome. And earlier this year, I did a similar project you shared a picture from in Abuja, Nigeria. So just such an exciting time because, so many countries are really discovering the joys of disc golf and freestyle for the first time. And so that's a great opportunity for us to be a part of writing that history. And so, yeah, really, really excited for the growth of disc sports, especially in South America. The Freestyle World Championship will be in Medellin, Colombia in 2023. So I'm already gearing up for that. And they've got 2 great disc golf courses put in by the Paul Macbeth Foundation that are getting a ton of great use. So just a quick shout out to their community. And if you ever get a chance, definitely go down and visit.
Yeah, I heard Medellin is kind of like, that's the epicenter of disc sports in South America right now. Is that fair to say?
I would say so, or definitely one of.
But I wasn't aware that you were just in Bolivia too. I mean, I follow you, but you do a lot. You like you're a lot of places doing a lot of cool things. Hey, I got a question for you. So, is there anybody in the green room? Oh, there's someone in the green room. Okay. I was going to show a clip, but I don't want to cut into anybody's time. A 30-second clip, but I'll show it on later. But I'm going to let you get back. Wait, is Riley within sight?
Dang, I think he's upstairs. But shout out to my brother. Yeah.
So much, Riley. Danny, thank you. Please keep up the good work. Congratulations. Yeah, definitely shout out to Paul Macbeth and the foundation. It looks like I'm going to be in Madagascar also doing some disc golf next winter as well. I just got an invite, but it looks like it's going to happen. So I'm all about it too. So I'm jealous, but I'll share pictures and you can be jealous of me too. So
Merry Christmas, bro. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you so much, Dan. It's an honor. Congratulations. Great to get to know you this year. All right. I wonder who's in the green. It's called the green room, right? Okay. Wonder who's in the green room now. I bet this is going to be exciting. Hey, Cadence.
Hi.
Hello, world and national champion, disc golf champion, Cadence. Is it Berg? It's not Berg, right?
It's Burge. Like purge, but purge but with a B.
I got Bergs on my brain. That's just you were this close to being called Candace Berg. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Where are you right now?
I'm in my home city, Huntsville, Alabama right now. I'm at my grandparents' house for Christmas.
Oh, that's awesome. And are you playing this off season or are you on the break train?
I'm playing on and off. I don't like playing in the cold, so I haven't really been on the course. But I've been in my garage putting a little bit. I just got a net for Christmas, so I'm going to be throwing it to my net soon.
That's awesome. Now, here's the big question. You're moving up. Like, right, you've won everything. You're moving up to pro.
Mm-hmm.
Or have you already?
Yeah, I've already accepted cash.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you. So, are you touring in the future? Is that part of your future?
Yeah, I will. So not next year because I still have to go to school. But definitely when I graduate, I want to tour.
Good. So that is the plan. Okay. Yeah. Do it. Don't not do it. It's the greatest thing in your life. I've said this message. How old are you?
15.
15. Oh, never mind. I'm in my mind. I'm like, she could still tour. How could this happen? So I've been saying this to younger players forever, is that everything that you might be thinking about doing after high school will be there later on. But the chance to tour, especially when you're younger, is like, it's an opportunity that you don't want to miss. So it'll be exciting to have you out there. How long have you been playing?
I think like 7 or 8 years. I joined the PDJ in 2015, but I've been playing and throwing disc longer than that.
Okay. Were you playing other sports, just like recreation?
Well, when I was like 7 or 8, I played soccer and I did a lot of gymnastics, but it wasn't very serious. I wasn't good at it, and I played for like 1 season, so I don't think it really counts. But I did play other sports.
So so you said you weren't good at that. When did you figure out you were good at disc golf?
So I took a break in like 2018-ish. I didn't play at all. I just kind of got tired of it, and then I came back in 2019. And I think just by playing a lot in 2019 and 2020, I got a lot better. And probably around 2020, I would say, that's when I felt like I was good at disc golf.
It's okay to say you're good.
No,
you're world and national champion. Like I think you crossed the line.
I went 2 years ago.
Yeah, I know. Okay, fair. So you're doing right now, and you have a few more years of school. I'm trying to map out your entire career for you. Hold on, I got a plan for you. Let's see, touring, world titles, Hey, but that's awesome. So is this, when you think about your future, like your career, is disc golf what you're thinking is your career, or do you have other ideas and disc golf will be a part of your life?
I really want disc golf to be my career. It doesn't seem like the most stable career choice, obviously, but at the same time, it's something that I really enjoy playing, and I really want to pursue it and like put work into this and tour when I'm older. But I'm also like really into math, and so I know I could get a job in like some sort of STEM job if I really wanted to, and I kind of do. But at the same time, I want to tour, so it's kind of like this battle in my head of what I want to do, because I want to do both, but it's kind of hard.
I gotcha. I mean, that's just normal. When you're younger, that's that's everybody's brains in that same space. Like, what am I going to do? Here's what I can tell you. Let me give you like 30 seconds of wisdom from an old person. Your career as a competitive player, competing, prize, and even to some extent sponsorship, is unstable. Of course it is. It's very unpredictable. Of course, it's unstable. But what's not unstable is using your career as a player and springboarding that into teaching, disc lines, pro shops, course management, course design, commentary, writing, like video production. Like there's so many things you can do in the sport that are incredibly stable. They're just as stable as, like, disc golf is just as stable as tennis, right? As far as your careers. So don't let the unstable part scare you away, because there's so much stability in the business. I mean, that's been my focus for years. My career is very stable. I can't tell you how I'm going to shoot tomorrow. So don't forget that there's two sides to this, right? But right now, I think fun is priority. All right. Hey, I told you I'd only keep you for a few minutes. Thank you so much for joining. Congratulations. It's been fun watching you. I can't wait to see what you do with your career. I think you have an amazing career. And I think one thing I'll tell you is that when I mentioned that you were going to be on the show, the amount of people that know you that said, oh my God, I know her. She's great. She's so nice. Like, I'm a big fan of hers. Like, keep being you, because you are attracted to you. And that is the first key to your career is that. It really truly is. So keep being you, and I think you're gonna be great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Merry Christmas. Best to you. All right. I wonder if there's someone waiting. I wonder who who's next? Who could it possibly be?
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey. It's
hello. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody. How are you?
Good.
You're live on YouTube.
Yeah.
You are. Hey, so everybody, I need to introduce you. This is my favorite disc golf club in the entire world. It is the Down Syndrome Disc Buddies of Geneva, New York.
Woo! Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo! And my mom over there.
What?
And my mom over there.
I'm over there. Hi, Mom.
Hi.
So I got a chance to play with the Down Syndrome Disc Buddies this year, and I went out. I didn't know what to expect. Every one of you has your own golf bag, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you got your own discs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you're a real disc golf club.
Yeah.
That is so great. What is your favorite thing about disc golf?
I like practice with my one of my arms.
Practicing.
Yeah, practicing. Yeah.
Practicing.
You like practicing the most, so it's fun to go out and practice and play.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? What is your favorite part of playing disc golf?
Throwing.
You like the throwing. That's the funnest.
Throwing far.
You like throwing far.
Yeah.
That's great. What about making the shot into the basket? Is that fun?
Yes. Yeah.
You like the sound of the chains?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the sound of the chains. It's the best sound in the world, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is so great. Do you like playing with your friends?
Yes.
Yeah, and your parents too, right? They're fun.
Yes.
Always fun. All right, now let's get to the important question. It's Christmas. Did you get
Christmas.
Any good presents this year?
Yeah.
What did you get?
I got you Apple Watch.
You got an app. I don't even have an Apple Watch. You got an Apple Watch. And how about you get a good present this year?
I got I have Bubba Bell shoes.
You got good the shoes?
Yeah.
That's-
Bill shoes.
I love it. I love it. And what's your favorite part of Christmas?
My favorite part is the I spend time with my family, like my Aunt Becky.
Oh, your favorite times to spend time with the family?
Yeah.
And your Aunt Becky.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I bet that's also Aunt Becky's favorite thing is to spend time with you. What about you? What is your favorite part of Christmas?
Well, what, me?
Yes.
To hang out with my family and my friends and with my girlfriends.
And your girlfriends?
Mm-hmm.
You have more than one girlfriend?
I have one.
Yeah. Okay. You said I think girlfriends. I was gonna say impressive.
Mm-hmm.
So that's great. So what is your favorite Christmas food?
Burger.
What?
Burger.
Burger's not food.
Cookie.
Turkey. Okay, that's bad. Can't eat. You're not eating burgers today. Mom, are they eating burgers?
What?
I was asking your mom if you guys are eating burgers today.
No.
No burgers. But you're eating turkey.
Yeah.
How about you? What's your favorite Christmas food?
Pie.
You like pie? What kind of pie?
I like pumpkin.
You like pumpkin pie?
Really?
I love that. Pumpkin pie. Everyone loves pumpkin pie. Do you like it with whipped cream?
Yeah.
And ice cream?
Yeah. Right here.
Okay. You have to have ice cream and whipped cream with your pie, right? So, do you have a message? A lot of people are going to watch this around the world that play disc golf. And a lot of people that watch this have Down syndrome, or they have family members with Down syndrome. Do you think they should try golf?
What?
Do you think that the other people with Down syndrome should also try disc golf? Will they have fun?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Do you have a message for them?
For the disc golf for everyone.
Disc golf for everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Just
Well, I have to.
Let's all play.
Let's all play.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the best Christmas message anybody could have given. You guys, I love the Down syndrome disc buddies. Please say hi to your friends that couldn't make it and let them know that I love all of you, and you guys are you're still my super fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, I have the best fans in all of disc golf because I got the Down syndrome disc buddies are my super fans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Woo. All right. Hey, Merry Christmas, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Now go back. Christmas. Go back and eat a bunch of pie.
Okay.
All right. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Bye.
That was awesome. Is there anybody in the green room waiting? This is crazy. Like, this has been so efficient. Everybody's showing up on time. This is like, thank you, everybody. All right. Who is next in the green room? George Sappenfield. I need to give a quick introduction to who George Sappenfield is. By the way, can you? Is your microphone on?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Thank you. Thank
can
you,
or
George.
can't?
I can.
Okay.
Let me give an introduction. So
I'm going to match you.
You are going to match me. I love it.
Yeah.
Perfect. So years ago, there was a person named Ed Hedrick who ran a tournament called the All Comers to bring out players from all over who enjoyed this new Frisbee thing that people were doing. And he had a bunch of events: distance, accuracy, and freestyle. Well, about 6 months before the event, another person named George Sappenfield ran the first ever Frisbee golf tournament in the history of disc golf. And it went so well that George convinced Ed, you really need to include Frisbee golf in your first International Frisbee Association all-comers meet. Ed agreed, included Frisbee golf, and the rest, as they say, is history. To say that you were an important part of our sport, George, would be an understatement. So thank you from everyone in disc golf, and Merry Christmas.
Well, thank you very much, and Merry Christmas to everyone, because no better day to talk about disc golf than Christmas Day.
It is.
It's been a gift. It's been a gift to millions of people, and I'm just honored to be a part of your day today, Scott. And then also, it's an honor for me to look back over 40, 50 years of me being involved with Frisbee and Frisbee golf and all that to see where it's come and the joy that it has brought to so many people.
So tell me about the Frisbee golf tournament.
Well, actually, my concept of Frisbee golf started in 1965 when I was going to Fresno State and working as a playground leader. And one of the golden rules of recreation is that you use all the resources, land and equipment that you have. And so I had a bunch of Frisbees, and we would get out and play Frisbee. But I also had a bunch of hula hoops sitting around, and they weren't used much. So I was actually out on a ball golf course playing, and I was off in the woods like I normally am. And so I'm thinking, okay, I've got to go to work tomorrow. What can I do? I've got a picnic area that hardly anybody uses. I've got Frisbees who kids use, but I've got hula hoops that they don't use. And I literally saw in front of me a Frisbee flying through a vertical hula hoop. And I'm on a golf course. And so I'm thinking, hey, that'll work. So the next day I went to work, got the kids. We designed 4 holes of Frisbee golf in our little picnic area that was hardly ever used. 2 wooden stakes in the ground, tied the hoop to it, and that was it. And so we did that periodically. And when I graduated, my first full-time job was in Thousand Oaks, California, the recreation department there, Caneo Recreation and Parks Department. And so I wrote to Whammo to see if they would donate Frisbees and hula hoops for this Frisbee golf day I was going to have. Well, they sent them, but they said they never really were familiar with Frisbee golf, even though I had actually met Ed a year earlier when he was on his way to the IFT tournament in Michigan in 1968 on July 4th. I ran into him at the LAX airport, and I told him, how excited I was about Frisbee and all that, and that I had this idea of Frisbee golf, and he kind of, didn't act too interested in that, but he did give me his card. And so I kept that card. And so that's what prompted me to write to Whammo. But so in 1969, in May, I set up my Frisbee golf tournament for kids and family and stuff. And Irv Lander, who had just been hired by Whammo, came out and saw it, thought it was a neat thing, saw people having fun, and then told me about the thing that Ed had planned in November for the all-comers meet. So then I actually called Ed and said, can we put in Frisbee golf? And he said, well, I don't think we really have room for it. And so I said, well, let's try it, because I said, I know a lot of people are playing Frisbee golf, but they're throwing at trees and stuff. And so I did convince him. So he added that, a 9-hole course. And so that was how it happened. And the tournament is a lot of fun, because there were people there just to show off their skills in using the Frisbee, how far they could throw it, and trick catches and all that. But what was interesting, that there were several who had played Frisbee golf, but had thrown at trees and stuff like that. And the group from Berkeley, the Berkeley group, they actually had set up a permanent course on campus, permanent, using the trees and light poles and stuff. So Jay Shelton of that group actually won the Frisbee golf portion. But we had a fun time. And Stancil Johnson, who's passed on, but he was a very well-known Frisbee golf, disc golf player and stuff. That was the first time he had seen Frisbee golf. And so that was exciting. But the thing that really was neat was it kind of triggered Ed to, oh, well, there is something to this, because people were enjoying it. So that was that story. And then from then on, it took 5 or 6 years. But in the meantime, Jim Palmieri in Rochester, New York, came up with his version of Frisbee golf, which was throwing into something. so he ran his tournament in 1974. That's when he gave away a car, and that's when Stork won the car, and then it's proceeded from there.
Wow, this is actually like I don't know if you can see this, but I'm emotional. You know, I truly, this is so important. So I gotta ask you, like, you obviously were one of the first people, not the only one, but one of the first people to go, hey, there's something to this thing, right? It's really fun. Was there a moment when you realized, oh, this thing's got legs and it's not going to go away? Like, was there a moment, or did it just over time you just started to realizing, like, hey, this is something?
Well, I don't know if there's a moment. Actually, when I did that tournament in Thousand Oaks, I saw how much fun people were having, and it was families that showed up. And so, I mean, I had it designed primarily for kids, but parents were out there and people were just having a good time. And then of course I couldn't leave it up overnight and stuff, but people kept asking to play. And so then the other thing that happened was, as a result of that, I ended up helping develop the junior Frisbee contest that was run through recreation departments across the country. And I was kind of a unpaid consultant, but helped design that. And that was the other thing that kind of triggered the fact that people loved playing Frisbee. And it had finally been accepted as a sport. And so it was just, it was, I don't know that, again, like there was a moment, but the fact that people got excited when you put a disc in their hand, and the one thing that disc golf did was you could play by yourself. I mean, you could, it started out, you had to have somebody to play catch with and stuff. But with Frisbee golf or disc golf, you could, because a lot of people created their own existing object courses and had fun with it. But I tell you that, your previous guests were the Disc Buddies, the Down syndrome group. And I actually was doing workshops for schools back in the early 70s. And one of the schools I worked with was a school for the mentally retarded. And that was a thing that triggered me, because that group got out and had a great time. And the teachers that I was working with, one of them said, "See that kid running after that Frisbee?" And I said, "Yeah." She said, "I've had him for 2 years. I've never seen him run." And so I realized that was exciting. So that prompted me to get involved with Special Olympics, and ended up actually working for Special Olympics. But we got Frisbee into Special Olympics in late 70s. So I think, I know I'm going way around the world to answer your question, but there really wasn't a specific thing, except when we tried to put disc golf or Frisbee golf into the World Frisbee Championships at the Rose Bowl, which I was the event director for that. And then Ed had finally realized that there was something to Frisbee golf. And so he wanted to add disc golf in 1975. And that's when Ed developed the Oak Grove course. But what was the hole going to be? And so mine was a hula hoop, which really was a terrible hole. I mean, it was not a fair hole, but it was a fun hole for kids. And then Jim Palmieri's was one that you threw into a basket on the ground or a container or something. And Ed truly believed that a Frisbee flies horizontal. Frisbee does not fly vertically, and a Frisbee does not go down. So, so we had this debate, and Stork was involved in this debate too. What is the hole going to be? And it ended up being a pole in the ground, and that was the first hole at Oak Grove, and that's where the name pole hole was created. And then the next year is when Ed came up with the basket, and kind of the rest is history. But that was the other thing that happened, was that we put that course up in 1975 for and we ran a preliminary to the Rose Bowl event, and but then it stayed up, and we went out a few days later, and people were actually out there playing it, and they said that they saw it from the Rose Bowl event and stuff, and so that was another thing that triggered that. Yeah, there's really something to this long term, this thing called Frisbee golf, eventually disc golf.
Wow. Oh God, I hope everyone appreciated the last 8 minutes. That was absolutely amazing. You know, I'll add one little piece to the story, because I had not heard that Ed wanted the discs or the Frisbees to fly as far as the construction of it. But one of the things Ed told me was that the use of chains in part was because he also wanted an audible reward.
Right.
He wanted you to hear it as well as, you know, well, apparently as well as throwing it. And so that was, you know, it's funny, like you keep getting more pieces to the story.
But no, Ed, I mean, Ed was a promoter, and I mean, it would not have happened had not that basket been designed. But truly, I mean, Ed wanted the Frisbee to fly horizontally, but then also the chains. I mean, you do hear it, so that you know, and particularly now with everybody throwing 5 miles, you know, and then I heard the chains, so it must have gone in or something. But yeah.
Well, one strange thing with the chains that was completely unpredictable, the audible sound of chains, is that I've taught a lot of people with special needs, and a lot of players with autism. I've had parents or teachers say to me, not a lot, but a handful have said they're not going to like the sound, because they don't like it's a sensory thing, but certain individuals don't like that loud noise. And the strangest thing has happened is that, without exception, every single special needs player I work with likes the sound of the chains. They're not scared by it. And I think what happened, this is my theory, is that the sound of the chains is the connection to the great job, high five, like that's the goal, that's and that's the reward. And because that connection was made, it's not a scary noise, it's a happy noise, which fundamentally is what Ed was going for when he chose the chains, right? Like he's getting results. Yeah. Hey, I thank you so much, George. We're going to do an entire show with you, by the way. We already talked about that. I can't wait. I'm going to talk to you. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day.
Yeah. I do want to throw in a plug for the Disc Golf Hall of Fame.
Oh, sure.
And because Andy Young and I and Jay Redding were all inducted at the same time in 2018, which was a great. I mean, we were kind of decades representing different decades of disc golf, but anyway, I did want to mention that, and that Andy is now the executive director of that, and I'm helping her out, and we're volunteering our time, but we're really trying to grow the Hall of Fame, and making it more transparent and stuff. And we have a fundraising effort now since we're a 501c3. And our theme is building the future by honoring the past. And part of what we're trying to do is create a permanent home for the Hall of Fame. And so that, and then also I'll put in another plug for Discers for Whiskers, which is another thing that I'm working with. And Jim Gilbert is a pet food fundraising effort that Jim's been doing this for 10 years and has raised tons of pet food that he then shares with shelters and people who can't afford food and all that. So I appreciate you letting me put in those little commercial effort.
Yeah, I wouldn't say no to anything you asked for. You get a blank check with me. Hey, thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you. I can't wait to chat further.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And thanks for doing this, Scott. And Merry Christmas to everyone. Just enjoy the time.
Thank you so much. Adriana, don't bring the next person on yet. I'm not going to say why, but I might need to disappear off camera for about 30 seconds. I'm going to go tie my shoes. I was going to have to lean out, throw the disc, and then face plant. I just threw it.
That was a disgusting shot. He's parked. Good shot. Scott Stokely parked. He'll win the skins match.
It's not just a shot. So that is the trailer, or the teaser, not even the trailer, the teaser for a documentary that's apparently someone made about me that's coming out in a couple months. And I think it's going to be on probably Amazon Prime, I think it's where it's going to be. But it's I've seen clips and it's really good. So I can't wait to share that with the world next year. All right, Jeremy.
Hey, what's up, man?
I knew that you'd be the best dressed person on here.
Yeah, this whole thing, this is my normal Saturday, Sunday sweater. It's my weekend sweater.
Oh, I know. Last time we went out to a nice dinner, you were wearing that. So yeah, I get it.
Is
that wait, let me see. Gorilla on your shirt? Scroll down.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
It's my
the
comfort
gorilla.
gorilla.
It makes no sense. What?
It's my comfort gorilla. I'm just comforted by it.
It's a comfort gorilla so you can fly with it.
Yes, I fly with it. I told you it's my weekend sweater.
So right off the bat, congratulations. Is Jules there? Is she gonna pop in and say hi?
Jules is here. She is currently taking care of all the Christmas wrapping paper that is all over the floor, and I think she's wearing her pajamas right now, but she might come over here and say hi in a minute.
I was cooking breakfast.
Oh, she's cooking breakfast. Sorry. It's let's see, it's 2:30 and we are about to have our Christmas breakfast.
Well, that's awesome. Well,
she's gonna pop in for a second. She'll say hi.
Hey, Merry
Christmas.
Okay, she can hear you.
Congratulations to both of you. Oh, I mean, all the pictures were wonderful. Looks like you guys had the best day of your life.
Thank you.
We were one guest short of a full party, but
I know, but
I know you're doing some pretty incredible stuff down there in the Southern Hemisphere right now,
Oh,
including.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was jokingly saying me.
Oh, it was you. Yeah, no, we were we're kind of joking, but at the same time,
Oh yeah.
we saw the videos that you recorded of other people doing bungee jumping, which was really courageous of you to do that.
Yeah, thank you.
Honestly, we recognize how much anxiety that must have
And
brought
courage it took too.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Thank you. Jumping off bridges. It took a lot of intestinal fortitude on my part. Thank you for recognizing my achievement.
Well, we haven't really told the world yet, but we are going to be making a trip to the Southern Hemisphere for our honeymoon, and we're going to be heading to Australia. We were planning originally to go to New Zealand, but I think we're going to go somewhere else now. So,
okay,
but Australia and some other place. We're telling the world. I'm telling the world. I made the executive decision to do that.
When are y'all going?
Here, I'm gonna get that back.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yep. We're going to be going later on in probably like late January.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna still have the best time. It's absolutely like a crazy good time.
Yeah, we're really excited. I went to Australia and New Zealand in 2017, and I oh my gosh, it's ready to go. Oh, here we go. This is sausage, egg, and a biscuit underneath. Oh boy, lucky me.
I won't keep you long. I'll let you.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's this is perfect. I might just start eating it on air. But when I went in 2017, I got sick in Australia, and I was there for a week, and it was a bummer. I didn't get to experience anything in Australia, but New Zealand was amazing. It was perfect. We were in South Island, and unforgettable week, and so really looking forward to getting back down there and trying to redo the Australia part.
No, that's cool, man. I love it. I'm just so happy for you guys. I mean, I know how happy you are. I mean, I've gotten to know you a little bit. I've known you a lot longer, and this is like it's so obviously a good fit. Like you're happy. You're like, you know what I mean? Like it's just it's you. It works.
Yeah, I think when I see this in other people, I get like the best feeling when I see someone like do the thing that means the most to them, or realize or actualize their life path or find their passion. I really connect to that because I feel like I'm vicariously enjoying it, but also like I'm recognizing that feeling that I got when I think I found this sport, and the passion that it gave me and the life that it gave me and all that. I see that in others, and I really appreciate that. So I think that what you're feeling from the way you're describing it is kind of how I feel towards others when I see that those like milestone moments in their lives.
Absolutely. And it's like, you deserve happiness. I've been a big fan of yours. And
likewise, man, it goes both ways.
Well, it's when I came back after I was gone for 13 or 14 years, like you were the first like modern player that I connected with.
Mm-hmm. You know? Yeah. Well, I met you when you were dressed up like a zombie. Like the very first time there was like 2 people left on my I would like to meet before I'm done with this game. And one of the people was no longer in the sport, and I didn't think I would ever see them. And that was the person that I was most often compared to, and that was you. And I was like, well, I remember I was sponsored by Discraft, and you were for most of your career, I believe, right? And I remember there was one period, I think in like 2010 or 2011, when I think you tried to make a comeback, but your back was just hurting too much, or something along those lines occurred, I believe. And the guys at Discraft said, yeah, we talked to Scott this weekend, and he said it's just not for him anymore. And I was super excited. And I don't know, maybe this is misinformation. Do you remember this at all?
Yeah.
And I was excited because I had heard that you had made a comeback to a tournament, and I was like, oh, he's back in the sport. And then I was quickly just like told, yeah, but he said that he just can't, his body can't take it anymore. And I was like, gosh darn it, I'll never meet this guy. And I knew that you were a character, but B, you threw the sidearms and the backhands, and you're tall and skinny, and all those things are things that I use to describe me and my game. So I was like, well, how am I ever going to meet this guy? And then come one fateful year in Athens, Georgia, you're dressed like a zombie on Halloween, and that's when we met. 2014, I believe.
No, I remember that. I connected with you, or you connected with me, or vice versa. But it's
you didn't know who I was. I don't think you knew who I was.
I mean, when I left the sport, I didn't really pay attention. But
yeah, exactly.
Well, like, let's put it this way: you won the tournament I was at.
I did, and it was a surprisingly good payoff for 2014. It was a couple grand for an A tier. I was kind of on top of the world in 2014. I won my first ever tour event. I won 3 A tiers. I lost in a playoff to Nate Sexton in another one, which is actually your first big tournament back at in Rocky Mount, North Carolina.
Yeah.
That was when I met you, I was like, well, are you playing? You're like, yeah, I'm trying to. I was like, well, there's an 8 tier like next weekend. Do you want to go to that? And you're like, you think I can? I literally got on the phone with Chuck Connolly right there in the parking lot. And I was like, hey, Chuck, Scott Stokely wants to play disc golf. You got a spot for him? He's like, Scott Stokely? He plays disc golf? And I was like, he's right next to me and he wants to play. And he's like, yeah, he's in. And that was kind of how it all started.
Yeah, it's really funny the way I got into the Athens tournament, because I was gone for so long. I didn't realize the tournaments actually filled up.
Yeah.
Like a week before the tournament in Athens, there was like a 20-something person or 30-person wait list.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but I called the tournament director, Doug, and I said, hey, I saw, there's like a 30-person wait list. This is Scott Stokely. I was thinking about playing. He's like, a spot just opened up for you.
Yeah. Strangely enough, I just got a text message.
Yeah. And I felt bad, not bad enough to not play, but I felt guilty, but I was like,
yeah, right.
Guilty. It's okay to still play.
So you did play that weekend?
Oh, at Athens. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, I thought you were just, okay. So I didn't know that you were competing that weekend.
Apparently, I played.
I guess what threw me off was that while I was playing my round, I saw you dress up like a zombie. And at that time, I had never seen anyone dress up for Halloween at an A tier before, like maybe at like your local club event, but like that I think threw me off. So I didn't realize that you were actually in the competition.
Okay, so here we go. So you were on the lead card. There was like a 4-group backup on a hole, and you didn't know that I was playing. That pretty much tells you where I was sitting.
You were competing in Open.
I was competing, and I cashed. I finished last place.
Oh, hey, I mean, you never really lost it, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, well, I mean, come on, you're 53. Like you're competing against guys who are 17. Like
I know. Are you putting quotes for competing? But no.
I mean, cashing is competing, man. Like that's honestly, I don't care. 2014, 2022, cashing is always competing. That's cool.
No, my feeling has always been like, like right now I cashed at about 50% of the DGPT tournaments. That's certainly enough to feel I belong. I'm not a token, Yeah. I'm average touring player, middle of the pack touring player. Which is
it's so funny to come across like any comments about like what happened to this guy or that guy. Like oftentimes those comments are directed towards me, and I see them. I'm just like I'm cashing in most of the tournaments I'm playing in. I'm 37. Like I've already done it. My motivation is like almost pushing towards my second career, and like I'm still enjoying competing. So like like what maybe lower your expectations of like the guy who's 17 who has the whole world in front of him has a lot more at stake right now than Scott Stokely and Big Germ. Like I know that you still want
you have to shoot 10-20 golf to cash.
Oh, 10-20 is minimum. I mean, I feel like I shot 10-20 average and like didn't cash at certain points this year. Like it's crazy.
It is. Hey, your food's getting cold. I gotta let you get back to food. Jeremy, I love you. One of my bestest friends in the world. Keep doing great with your career, your marriage, and just everything you're doing in life. Just keep doing what you're doing. And I will be back I'm planning on touring in 2025. So I will see you again. I'll be back.
Are you not touring this year?
No, I'm doing the Euro tour for the next 2 years.
Oh, the next 2 years you're doing that.
Yeah, and then and my plan is to come back in 2025 and win Worlds, obviously.
Yeah, no, of course. I didn't realize that you're doing the Euro tour. That's cool. Well, congratulations and good luck with that. And I guess we'll see you in like July in Europe.
Yeah, I'll see you out there. I'll be there.
That's awesome, man. Well, congratulations and
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and hey, happy December 26th to you, my friend.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right. All right.
We'll see you, bud.
All right, see you, man. Oh, I think this is our last guest of today. We have 2 more guests. And then I got, I'm just excited. I can't remember who hasn't come on yet. Tita!
Hey!
EDGA number 83.
83.
Not 8,300.
83.
Disc Golf Hall of Fame member.
Yeah, that's right. And I just quickly just want you to meet my other half who you've never met. This is John.
Hi.
Hello, John.
Hey,
Nice to meet
thanks for coaching Tita. She's actually doing much better. Thank you.
You're welcome. Where Tita and I are going on tour in 2025. So,
woohoo!
All right.
So this is the plan.
And hey, Adriana, Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Tita. Merry Christmas.
Yep, she's off behind the scenes, making sure everything's gone smoothly for like 3 hours.
Don't you love supportive partners? Yeah.
Yeah, she handles everything, and I can actually relax, and I get the fun job. I'm almost like the grandparent, and the parents do all the real work, and the grandparents come play with the kids. Like that's kind of like me right now. I'm getting to be the grand. He's facing the kids right today. So how are you doing? Are you in Los Angeles? Are you at home?
Oh my goodness. I'm 5 throws from Oak Grove. I moved closer to Oak Grove. I'm in Altadena, and weather's about 78 today.
Wait, what?
Weather is about 78 degrees today.
78. Yeah, it's freezing out here too.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
No. So are you like, how regularly do you play? I mean, I know you're playing regularly, but like how often is regular? Because you retired. Congratulations.
Retired, but unfortunately I had a bout with frozen shoulder while I was doing the Scott Stokely method. So you didn't get a lot of videos from me. You didn't get a lot because I couldn't do much. But since then I'm getting physical therapy, and I've gotten better. And how often do I play? Thursdays, if I'm lucky, I get to play with Mark Horn and Dan Roddick and other friends. And then I try to play another time. But I'm just getting back into playing just recently.
I got you. I'm happy to hear that. I wasn't even aware of that. Is that something that's something that'll get better?
Yes, it is. Yeah, I am progressing. That's the good news. Yes.
That's good. And does Susie come out and play too, or?
Yes, but number 68. So she had surgery. She actually at an event at Oak Grove, she broke her collarbone, I believe, and so but she'll be back for Wintertime Open. We both will.
Okay, that's good. How many times have you won Wintertime Open?
I don't know, several, but I do have artifacts. In 1975, my very first tournament, this is what I was playing with.
I love that. And that's what I started playing with as a little kid, because those are what they sold at the stores.
Look at that. Flight rings on the bottom. Shout out to Ed Hedrick. IFA approved. A black master. And then I guess when you came around, look at this. 119.
Yes, the world class, the one I had, which is the 40 mold, right?
Yep. Oh.
And that was so much more stable, and it flew farther than the Masters Frisbee. Like that was advancement in technology.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, then it took off, and we can go on from there. But I do want to say that I am on a mission, and I know you'll appreciate this. Okay. So next September in Burlington, North Carolina, I think outside of Raleigh, will be the U.S. Women's Disc Golf Championships. And my mission is to gather the pioneer lady disc golfers. And typically that's the women of the 70s. So 2 and 3 digit numbers.
Like Joe Cahow, is that possible?
So unfortunately, Joe Cahow has passed away. I'm sorry to let you know.
Wasn't aware of that. Sorry.
Yeah, last year she was inducted into she's number 4. She was inducted to the Disc Golf Hall of Fame. Oh. But Marie Murphy, Delrose, 15.
Okay.
Susie Horn, 68. Patty Hipsky, 74. Cheryl Payne Newland, 76. And then there's me, 83. And trying to get Patty Kunkel, 283. Michelle Marini, who you met and interviewed, 303. She lives in that area.
Yeah.
Teresa Gammon, 406. Trying to track down Joanne Loftus, 795. So I thought you'd appreciate an evening with the pioneer ladies of disc golf, so that they could bring what they would throw. They could meet the new guard. We could be asked questions like, "What was it back then?" What was it
Right.
back then, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I said, I mean, it's not my quote, but our sport is standing on the shoulders of giants. Like that's a fact. That is an absolute thing. Like you are the foundation of the sport. I actually gave a shout out to what it was like in your division. I gave the inaugural speech at the National Amateur Championships.
Oh, nice.
Give a shout out about what it was like to be an FPO player back even in the early 80s, and you might have been the only one in the tournament.
Yeah, or maybe there wasn't a division. What trophy? Forget the money.
Right. So it's like someone had to be the first, because there was no division until you all started playing. So.
And Cheryl Newland, I hope Cheryl Pay Newland, I hope you'll interview her, because she came up with FLOW, Flying Disc League of Women.
Okay.
So that at every tournament there would be a representative for us to make sure that there was a division. We would be organized if that was an oversight, in case it was an oversight.
I actually had with Cheryl 2 years ago.
Oh, excellent. So then the older gentleman turned it around, FLOW around too. Wolf.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
Wolfram. Yeah, there you go.
So I wait. We have two people in the green room, so I'm going to have to say
For
hello.
both of you, love you both. I love what you're doing, and I want to the disc golf buddies. I want that on a T-shirt. Let's all play.
Isn't that great? Oh, there was five of them in the club, and they came out. And normally at my clinics, my special needs classes, I teach, here's how you throw a Frisbee, right? They all had bags. They knew the rules. They played the game. And so I got to coach them on some higher level skills a little bit. Mostly we just played and had fun. But a couple of them we taught sidearm to. But it was a whole different level of teaching, because they already knew how to play. Their parents and some locals had already taught them the game. And so I got to teach in an advanced class, a special needs class, which was like, I have not done that before. They
rock.
I love them. Thank you, Tita. Love you.
Bye, Jen.
Please hug Mark and Susie for me.
Sure will.
All right.
Tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.
All right, we got. Alden.
What's up, Scott?
What is going on? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Where are you? Oh, by the way, Disc Golf Touring Pro Alden Harris, the winner of don't tell me, the one on the side, the Goat Hill.
Goat Hill.
The winner of Goat Hill. Yeah, I was at that one. You beat. No, that's the one where you and Luke Sampson had this amazing battle. Like both of you played well enough to win an Elite Series event. Like with the level you guys both played. It took place at Goat Hill, a little under the radar, but that you guys were like crushing. So welcome. Thank you. Where are you?
I am home in Georgia.
Home in Georgia. Wait, is your home in Georgia or is your home on? Is it Georgia?
Sorry, what? You cut out.
Is your home in Georgia or is your home on the road?
I guess it could be considered both, but probably Georgia first.
Probably Georgia. Okay. And are you you're there for the winter? You're going to tour next year, of course?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right. What are you doing right now? Are you training or taking a break or practicing or working on things or?
Yeah. So in previous off seasons has been a time of rest because of last off season, I had an elbow injury that I was working through, but this off season, I'm healthy as ever. So just a lot of training.
Okay. So you are training right now.
Mm-hmm.
Your game that you're working on most?
Mostly just like body strength. I feel like my game is well rounded, but my body's not as strong as it could be. So mainly just working out and stuff like that.
You know what? That's what a number of people are doing. Gannon's put on like 15 pounds of muscle or 20 pounds of muscle. Ella Hansen is hitting the gym hard this winter. Like, this is like, we're a sport. This is the future. You're going to play better, which is scary because you're really, really good already.
Where are you at right now? I know you've been traveling the world.
Queenstown, New Zealand.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it's summer down here. It's probably kind of summer in Georgia almost. It's not cold, right?
Yesterday or 2 days ago, it was like 9 degrees.
Okay, so it is cold.
It's pretty cold.
But you're still getting to play. So was Goat Hill your biggest win of your career?
It was at the time, but then later last season I won Mid-America. So that ended up being my biggest win.
I wasn't there, so like okay, that was the big one. That's amazing. I mean, no one's surprised. You're so good. I'll tell you the thing that I like you're one of those people who has a spirit about you of positivity that's infectious. Well, no, you make people around you happier because you're there.
Thank you.
But that's something. I care more about that than how good you are at disc golf.
I appreciate that.
Got a practice round before the Majestic, or before.
Yeah, I think it was the Majestic.
Before the Majestic, yeah, we played a. Like, man, this guy's like, I'd never met you before. I just pulled up next to you, and I'm like, "You're a pro. Can I play with you?" We had a great time. So your plan is to, are you starting off like, what's your first tournament?
Planning on going to Vegas first.
Okay, and then so just the normal season.
Yeah.
Summer.
Sorry, what?
Are you doing Europe in the summer?
I am, for the first time, and I'm so excited.
I'll see you out there. I'll be out there.
Sweet.
Yeah, I know. So it's so funny. Like this year, I went on tour to see and got to know everybody. Now everybody's going to come visit me.
It's the only reason I'm going.
What?
It's the only reason I'm going.
Oh, I'm going to quote you. Alden Harris is coming here with me. I got video proof. Hey, I'm going to let you get back to your family. I just thank you very much for stopping by. Your fans and people in the disc golf world, everybody appreciates it. I don't need to tell you this, but just keep being you, and like, the world's your oyster, man. You're gonna, like, the opportunities will keep opening up for you because of who you are, and then being good at disc golf helps, but it's about who you are. So just keep being you.
You're the man, Scott.
All right, thank you. Appreciate that.
All right, Merry Christmas.
All right, I think we have one more person, right? 2 more people? Okay, 2 more people. All right, we'll bring one person on, and the last person has to wait a little bit. I'm sorry, we got a little bit behind. And
Hey,
Thomas,
Scott.
what's up, Thomas?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good. Where are you? Oh, by the way, Disc Golf Touring Pro and Canadian. Or is it Canadian or Canadish? We're going to go with Canadish.
All right, that sounds good. I am up here, in Canada, here for the holidays, and it is very snowy. You can't even quite see out the window because it's caked in snow. But it was lots of fun. Had a great time with the family. Had a great Christmas morning. So, yeah, I've been really enjoying the time up here.
Now, where in Canada are you?
I'm about an hour and a half north drive from Toronto. So. Up on one of the Great Lakes.
Oh, wow. So you're way up there.
Uh-huh.
Getting colder than, okay. So how long are you up there for?
Probably the next 2 weeks, I imagine. And then I'll probably head back down to Florida to kind of get prepared for the start of the season.
God, this sounds like so much like a real sport now. Like, that sounds like that's Major League Baseball. Like, okay, we have got spring training in Vero Beach. But that's what it is, right? That's what you got to do.
Yeah, it really is.
That is wild, wild. So, and you're going to be on tour all of next year. Are you going to go to Europe again?
Oh yeah, yeah. I plan on being in Europe for probably at least a month again. Hopefully a little bit more.
I will. I will be there. I'll see you out there.
I know. Yeah, you're going to be the king of the Euro tour.
Oh, I know. Don't tell them I'm going to win everything.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I don't want to
secret
Christmas though, so don't let all the European players know what's about to happen. So just
all right.
between.
All right. Yeah, keep between you and me.
So how long you were out there for? Like a month or a month and a half? This year.
Month and a half. Played 5 events out there. Was there for 6 weeks, and oh, it was so beautiful. Seeing all of the disc golf in Europe was really an amazing experience.
No, that was. And so you were, I mean, you left some, I mean, you passed on some pro tour events for the European experience.
Yes. Yeah. Well worth it though.
No, absolutely. That is, you know, unless like you're going for a points title.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Reason not to have experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So I heard the fact that you could actually set that aside and you know, just do what you wanted to do. Were you out there, or were you traveling with somebody?
I traveled out there by myself, and then I met up with a bunch of different European players. So I met up with a guy, Victor, from Sweden, and stayed with him for an event, and then traveled with Seppo for like 2 or 3 events throughout Finland and Estonia, and then went up to Norway and met up with a bunch of people at Sula, and then traveled back down to European Open. So it was very cool.
Beautiful, beautiful. Hey, we got one more person, and I've been waiting for a bit.
No worries.
Look, Thomas, I've become such a huge fan. Just like look, the recurring theme of my show is like the nicest people on tour.
Yeah, you guys had a really good stream.
I like everybody on tour, but people like, you know, Alden, you know, like they also kind of stand out. Well, you're also one of those people. Everyone loves you. No one's ever met you and had a bad word to say. And like the people in Canada, like when you succeed, they post we.
Oh, I know. It's
Right.
awesome. So cool to see all that support from them.
No, you have an entire country. Like you have people in Vancouver claiming you as one of their own, right?
I
That's
know.
like
It's amazing. It's such a cool feeling because so many people. It's like a lot of like state pride down in the U.S. But I get the whole entire country from East Coast to West Coast.
Yeah. I remember the first time I was in, I can't remember where it was, but a woman had broke down. She was in an RV, wasn't on the tour, but she was traveling on playing disc golf in an RV. It's a true story.
Mm-hmm.
And as she's from Vancouver.
I think that's probably one of the Ainsleys, Brianna Ainsley or her mother.
Okay, so I posted about it, and she's like, oh yeah, one of our own, ... and it was you, but she's from Vancouver.
Yeah.
And so at you, I go, you're from Vancouver. I think I asked you.
Yes, that's right.
She was from Vancouver, and she was like one of our locals.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. So I'll let you get back to your family. Thank you so much for taking the time. I hope you have an amazing year next year. And then when you get to Europe, you know, I plan on beating you every tournament, but I don't know.
Right.
I'm not sure I beat you once this year, but I plan on it next year. So just
all right. That sounds good. Thank you so much, Scott, for having me on.
Have a great Christmas. Thank you so
Okay.
much for coming
You
on.
too. Take care.
All right, we got one more. Here's our close. By the way, hold on a second. Simon Feasley.
How are you, Scott?
You're closing out the show, so no pressure or anything. But if you don't do a good job right now, you've ruined the whole show.
Well, first, mate, I want to say congratulations on doing this. You know, how long have you been live for now? 3 hours. That's fantastic. And also, while I've got this moment, for whoever's watching, all my friends, international disc golf friends, I want to say g'day, happy Christmas or Boxing Day for us. This is fabulous. Are you still there, Scott? Are you there? You've disappeared. Bizarre.
All right. Hello again.
All right. Yeah.
How funny is that? I'm giving you a hard time for like learning the stuff, and then my battery dies.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, I
I
thought
just-
I had enough battery, and then I was too lazy to go get the cord.
I thought maybe you had a 3-hour internet connection or something or other. I was just rattling on about how impressive it was that you've been doing this for 3 hours this morning.
Yeah, no, it's easy. Like all I've done for 3 hours is talk with my friends. It's pretty easy to talk with your friends for 3 hours.
Good call. Yes. Yeah. I mean, Christmas is all about family, and we've got a whole heap of them staying here.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Awesome. So first off, I got to tell you, no offense, I've been in New Zealand for about 3 weeks now, and I'm not impressed.
Oh, mate, you've been to the wrong places.
Yeah, Fiordlands National Park and
Yeah,
Tiana and Topur, and like it's
Mate, there's no casinos. There's no casinos there. You need to come to the big smoke, mate. You need to come up to Auckland.
I will be in Auckland. No, New Zealand is as beautiful as advertised. The people are as wonderful as advertised. We've had huge turnouts for the clinics. You know, I've had more than 40 people at a handful of them. Like, it's been amazing.
No, New Zealand sucks, mate. Tell all your friends. New Zealand's hideous.
Yeah. Don't come here unless you get But you know, I can't lie to everybody. New Zealand's amazing. And by the way, you know, people are going to ask me whether I like New Zealand or Australia better, and I can't pick between the two. I had such a great time in Australia too. It's a different experience, but Australia was also amazing.
Oh, man, it's great.
So oh my God, Simon.
Hey, I just want to just quickly. I think I was just saying a Merry Christmas, and to whoever's watching, you know, friends that I've met from all the traveling, because I've heard there's a common theme, and it's about disc golf traveling, and obviously you're over here, and I've done a lot of that over my 22 years of playing. So a huge kia ora to all my friends overseas.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, and everyone loves you, even in Australia. You know, they're good. They're good people. I like the Aussies. Like, we don't care for that New Zealand place, but we like Simon.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, there are some bad eggs as well.
No, they're not. They're all. I got. Wait, how do you open these? Are you pull them apart? Oh my God. Okay. So I bought these are. I don't know what they are. Christmas crackers. So disc golfing in New Zealand, I want to give you the opportunity because for some strange reason, there's not like 20 touring pros doing their winter in New Zealand and Australia. Can you take a few minutes and tell all the disc golf touring pros out there why they should consider doing their off season in New Zealand?
Why should they consider doing that? Well, I think one is it's a great opportunity to mix a holiday with a bit of your sport, and coming down to New Zealand, you know, you can meet new people down here. I think also, like, you in America, it's not as common to billet or to stay with people, but our network here, we do a lot of that. You know, like when you're traveling around, if people are on a tight budget, putting the word out throughout New Zealand, you'll find people who are really accommodating to sort of take you on and help make the whole trip less expensive. What else is there amazing about the place? Well,
The golf here is good. The courses are beautiful.
The courses are good, and being a small country, you know, for you it's nothing to drive up and down the country, so you can get to all the places like in quite quick time.
Yeah.
What else is good? Well, I think if more touring pros came down, we'd probably have a busier tournament schedule around the Christmas, New Year's. But because of the fact that this is our holiday period, we don't have so many events, which you will have noticed. A lot of them like kick off in late January, February, March, which is the better part of summer as well. So,
well, I know
I do hope you get an opportunity to come up and have a round at my place. I'm going to be here over New Year's, so then I'm heading down to Hot Water Beach. So hope you have time.
We're going to be with you at Hot Water Beach. That's already on our schedule.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
When
message
is
you
that?
on here, but our plan is we're going to come see your property and everything and spend some days up with RPM and everything.
Okay.
That is 100% part of our schedule. But first we got to go see if we can meet some hobbits.
Are you going to go to Matamata? Nice.
We're going to go to Hobbiton. We're going to go to
Hobbiton and Matamata. Yep. What date are you going to be there?
What
The
date?
Hobbiton?
Yeah,
The 29th.
the 29th. We had to book it in advance.
Yeah, that's right. It's pretty popular. I haven't been personally, but my daughter Talia has, and she loved it. So
Yeah.
I think you could be in for a good treat there.
No, it's amazing. So real quick, RPM discs. I mean, you are the only company that's manufacturing their own discs in the Southern Hemisphere. You've been at this for...
I think Reese does as well. Fourth Circle discs in Australia.
They're molding their own discs.
Yeah.
Well, then my apologies. I wasn't aware of that. So
He's got. I'm not sure exactly how many molds, but he's doing it too.
Yeah, and I've heard good things. About their company and their discs. But I am definitely going to be doing a tour series Waka Waka.
Okay, good.
That's sure, right?
Yeah, well, we can talk about that when you come up here and sort that out.
Wait a second. Did I make a premature announcement? We're definitely doing it. And your response is, we can talk about it.
Well, we've been talking about it for a while, so.
Yeah, no, but I think it's time. I can't wait with you. I'm such a big fan of yours. Everyone loves you. I think Drew Gibson, this is what Drew Gibson said. He said, this is his quote. He said, I think Simon's the best person in disc golf.
Get out of town. Oh, that's sweet. I appreciate it. I just look. We're a one big family, and family is everything to me. So
yeah,
that's how it rolls.
I can't wait to come up there and see you and get to spend some time with you and see your property. But we'll be up there we're going to be up there for a few days, hanging out in that area.
Good.
So we'll be messaging you shortly. We didn't have our schedule finalized until I think last night, right? We were booking our stuff, so we didn't even know exactly what day we were getting in until last night. So.
Well, flick me a message because we're a little bit all over the place, and I've got a digger booked to do some work on my course. So so there's going to be a bit of that. But yeah, absolutely. Just flick me a message.
We'll message you. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining, taking time out of your day after Christmas.
No problem. It's been good. I actually slept in this morning for the first time for a long time. So yeah, I was up with the cousins and the nephews and whatnot playing Magic last night till quite late. So that was great.
I love it. All right. Well, hey, I love you to death. I can't wait to get to spend some real time with you. We've been spending a little bit of time here and there, but I can't wait to spend some real time with you for a couple of days. And go
But in all seriousness, what do you think of Queenstown? Because it's one of my favorite places in the world.
I love Queenstown. Okay, here's my honest opinion about Queenstown: it's amazing, but it's not more amazing than other places.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's the thing. It's there's a lot of places that are in New Zealand. So if Queenstown was the only place in New Zealand like Queenstown, it'd be like a world destination. But it's like Taupō was absolutely amazing, and we were just in Fjordlands in Tianu, and we're going up the Fox Glacier tomorrow after going to see an island in a lake and an island in a lake on Lake.
And Wanaka,
yeah.
Like Wanaka, yeah.
My suspicion is that they're all going to be great. So I loved Queenstown, but
for me, I'm in that kind of natural intimacy of the remarkable ranges and then the lake. It just the actual, how all the mountains space out and just I just find it absolutely gorgeous. And I love even the little town itself, how that harbour comes in. And
yeah,
did you get a chance to have a throw on the disc golf course there in the gardens?
We went up to the gondola yesterday, and the gondola on Christmas Day, the gondola was closed. We take a gondola to the top of the highest disc golf course in New Zealand and then play down.
Right. I
And
didn't know about that.
The gondola was closed because yesterday was Christmas here, so they Cornet Peak.
Oh right. Oh yeah. Okay. Coronet Peak. Okay. Yeah. So there's obviously a gondola in Queenstown too, which gives a beautiful view from up there.
Yeah. No, but we did Christmas dinner in Queenstown at a Vietnamese restaurant, and it's Queenstown's it's special, but like I said, this whole country is filled with special places.
Yeah, for sure.
Pro Tour. There's so many top.
It's almost like there's some great. Adrian just said it's kind of true. It's like the Disc Golf Pro Tour. It's like, what's your favorite event on tour? What was the best event on tour? And even if you picked one, they're all so good. It's like you're picking, like there's no wrong pick.
Yeah,
so
I know what you mean.
Kind of what New Zealand is, and Australia is the same.
Did you or have you got the opportunity to go to Glenorchy, or have you been to Glenorchy?
Are we going to though?
I don't think so.
I don't think we're going to make it.
Oh, well, even it's not a long drive. If you've got like 1.5, 2 hours is all you need to get to Glenorchy from Queenstown. And it's one of the most amazing drives in the world. So you drive out of Queenstown towards Glenorchy along Lake Wakatipu. And as you come around the corner, you look right up the Southern Alps, Mount Earnslaw and stuff like that, and it's fantastic. See hanging glaciers, and
even if we don't make, we've already put things on our, like when we come back in 3 years, because we'll be back in 3 years probably. Then we got places that we're going to be doing.
Well, I'm just saying, if you only drive to the lookout to look up the glaciers, which is probably only half an hour and back.
Okay, all right.
You'll be amazed. It's one of the best drives you can do.
Okay, I love it. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I'll let you know. Hey, thank you. Have an amazing day after Christmas, and we will see you in a couple days. But
call it Boxing Day.
Boxing. Have an amazing Boxing Day.
Will do. Nice one, Scott. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Oh, I got my hat on it. All right, everybody. So this is my hat that I got in my popper thing. Cracker, popper. What are they called?
Cracker. It's a.
Here, hand me one more. So last time I thought I was gonna get some candy in here, but instead all I got was like a joke, a dad joke. I got stickers. I got a pad of paper.
You got a fish in.
I'm gonna open up all these things soon enough. But hey, so everybody, thank you all for coming on and enjoying the show, especially if you're watching in repeat. I hope everybody had fun today. I just got to talk with all my friends all day, so to me that was the easiest thing. But I hope everybody has an amazing day. Not just today, every day. But Christmas is a big day. It is to me. By the way, this was one of those funny things where it's like I have no religious affiliation. Still call it Christmas. It's still always Christmas to me. It's still just about probably my favorite day of the year. One of the running things that I always hear from cynical people is they say people are so fake around Christmas time, and my response is fantastic. Like, please be fake all the time. I love the way people act after Black Friday. Once Black Friday's done, we'll bring some people up on it in a second. Once Black Friday's done, everybody's pretty awesome for the month. So keep the spirit the rest of the year, everybody. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I have nowhere to go for a few minutes. Let's see. We got some people saying thank you. That's awesome. If anybody has any questions or anything that they want to say. If not, we'll just bring on the wow, this is just everybody being nice to me. It's a Christmas miracle. Thank you all for all the kind words. I hope you all had I'm glad everybody had a good time. John David Putney, always love you, dude. I'm glad everybody had fun. We'll tell everybody about the replay is going to be up on YouTube, and everybody can watch it if they want to. So I hope everybody just had the most amazing time. Look at that. Scott, only thing bigger than forum is my heart. Thank you, Pickle Media. Stefan Carlson. God, Jules Scott. Let's see. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to say God bless. Hippie Christmas from Fishhead Tim. Thanks as always. How neat. God Jules Scott. I'm gonna go look that up. Thank you, Stefan. Good to hear from you. I can't wait to see you next year. We'll play some DDC next year. We'll definitely play some DDC next summer. All right.
Have some breakfast.
Oh yeah, let's go downstairs and have some breakfast. They're gonna give us free breakfast at our fancy hotel.
Show everybody the view one more time.
What? Oh yeah, let's go show everybody one more time. Thank you, Diana. Let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna show you all the view one more time. I wasn't sure who that Simon guy was, but very likable for sure. Oh, I should have. I don't think I introduced him well. I kind of dropped the ball there. That was my fault. Look at this. This is what Simon was talking about. That's the view over the lake in Queenstown. But thanks everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Artur. It's great to hear from you. Sorry about your friend, but I'm happy you were able to join us, and I'll be looking forward to hopefully running into you next year when I'm in Europe. All right, thank you, Buffalo. Go Buffalo Bills. All right, thanks everybody. I appreciate it. I'm going to log off. Merry Christmas, everyone.